This is the Andy Citron Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power.
As one of my broadcast partners, Vic Lockett, loves to say, big boy football again this week on UTV 44 7A matchup. Murphy and Baker, two of the biggest schools, of course, in the state of Alabama, matching up here tonight. Murphy 4-3 right now in fourth place in the region, and Baker sitting outside of the playoffs right now, knowing they need a win tonight to keep those playoff hopes alive. Good evening, I'm Jim Cox. My partner is Dan Brennan and the aforementioned Vic Lockett, who is also the only one man enough to be out here in short sleeves in this wintry, blustery weather that we have here tonight.
The Lockett's raised a tough kid.
We have a Baker team that Lance talked about it a second ago on our NBC 15 hit, that they know they need a win tonight. They've beaten Murphy the last 3 times, Dan, and I think Coach Norman and the Hornets are pretty confident coming in tonight.
Yeah, I think they are as confident as you can be coming off a really disappointing upset loss. They lost last week to Bila Battery down there at Alma Bryant, but so they would both be 3-2 in the region if that were they did their business down there. But congratulations to Alma Bryant for a nice upset win. But I think things are as good on this campus as they can be. Considering that, I think everybody's upbeat. They want to bounce back. It is senior night tonight. A lot of excitement in the stands.
Yeah, their last home game here tonight on the campus of Baker. And offensively, they've struggled to score points this year. They've only scored 19 points in their last 2 games. But if they can get it, especially into the red zone, they do have a big weapon who can help put points on the board.
I think Vic Lockett's going to like seeing this guy. It's hard to have a 6'6", 230-pound secret at the end of the line, but they're going to try to sneak him out. His name is Cade Collier. He's caught 11 passes for 142 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, he's a big weapon in the red zone. They'll need him tonight against a very physical Murphy team.
So this Murphy team, defensively, they've been playing well. And, you love guys who can take over a game wherever they're at on the field, Vic Lockett. And while Murphy has got one on the defensive end, Baker's going to have to figure out who they're going to allocate to try to slow this guy down.
Yeah, and conversely, he's 6'5", and he plays on the end, and rarely do we get that player that's recruited off the hardwood onto the green grass. But Jamari Butler is just one of those kids that came over and just was phenomenal. The coaches said, hey, when he just came out to practice, immediately he had impact. He's already got an offer from Tennessee. Today, off the presses is Ole Miss, Nebraska, Maryland, and a host of other mid-majors. But he's going to be a talent. And he's going to be going against Dan guys, so that's going to be an interesting matchup, seeing that 6'5" frame. And he's not a thin kid. I mean, he's thick in his legs, and he can grow some more, so it's going to be fun to watch him.
15 Division I offers and 14.5 sacks, 21 tackles for loss on the year.
They're not blocking him.
Yeah, the Baker's going to try to get away from it all night long. We'll find out if they can slow down Butler tonight. He's going to be a key for Murphy on defense. Murphy and Baker tonight, 7A Region 1 matchup. Andy Citron Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power. Kickoff comes up right after this. Panthers and Hornets tonight, 7A Region 1 matchup out in West Mobile. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett in the booth, and let's welcome in the 4th member of our broadcast crew, as always on the sideline, Amanda Booz. Good evening, Amanda.
Hey, good evening, Jim. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. We're already in week 9 for our Friday night rival games here. We are here against Baker Hornets and, of course, the Murphy Panthers. And this game is actually pretty interesting because both teams share a lot of very similar aspects. One being the quarterback has a 51% completion rate, and the two coaches actually work together. So Coach Jackson from Murphy actually worked in Baker back in 2006, and I think it's really cool to see that they're both back here working together, and they're both the first year coaching for both their respective teams. All right, Jim, back to you.
You could see that bond in our pregame show we recorded on Wednesday night. Big hug between Coach Jackson and Coach Norman. Really a lot of respect for one another. So
yeah, I mean, they're different as day and night.
Yes. Jacob Tanner to kick off. He's the kickoff specialist for the Hornets. Carter Jones and Wheeler back deep for the Panthers. This is Javante Carter. Carter pushes out near the 30-yard line for this Murphy Panther offense. Murphy 4-3 on the year, 3-2 in the region. Baker 3-4 and 2-3 in the region. So you can see the importance for the region standings for Baker, and Coach Rico Jackson 4-3, and we were saying, Dan, if they take care of business tonight here, and you look at who they have coming up to close things out, they got a great chance to finish the year 7-3 in his first year coaching at Jackson, which would be a great start to what we all hope is a long career there for Coach Jackson.
Yeah, he's really a good guy, really respected by everybody in this profession around here.
Key thing about him, he cares about kids.
Yep, Tanaka Scott with his 8th carry of the year. You usually see him split out more as a wide receiver, but came around and took that handoff to start things off from Alex Howell, the junior quarterback up front. Wheat, Boyce, Jackson, Haston, and Boyd. Pretty big up front, typical Murphy size. You got to watch your receiver out wide. Adrian Milton, our guest in the pregame show, 25 catches. On the other side, Scott has 23. And the give this time is to Petey Manley. Manley, their second leading rusher on the year. And he carries that one across the line to gain for a first down. Baker defensively, Kirksey, Jackson, and Law. Then the linebackers, you got McCall and Nobles. Blackman comes back as another starter. Jacoby Randolph, the other linebacker position. And Ladarian Craig, Jackson, Foster, and Davis in the secondary. 20 points a game for the defense, which is headed up by defensive coordinator J.C. Todd at Baker. And 1st and 10 here for Alex Howell. And the Hornets in a quick round the right side. Off to the races, Trent Craig. They will not catch him. Craig takes the handoff, a little block on the right side, and 57 yards later, he's got the touchdown.
He just ran that veer and stuck his foot in the ground and just went north and south.
Had a nice hole on the right side and nothing fancy.
Yeah, one cut and he was on the highway right there, Vic.
Yeah. He's on the ramp and going north on 65. And then tackling but the grass.
Reston Kababala on for the PAT. 6 of 10 on the year. Westry will be the holder. And Kababala puts it through. It's 7-0. Well, that didn't take long. Just 55 seconds. And Trent Craig put the Panthers on top to start this one here on Friday Night Rivals. Murphy Panthers quickly on top in this one with the long touchdown run from Trent Craig, and they lead 7-0, and Baker fans hadn't even settled into their seats yet here.
We hadn't even settled into our seats yet.
You said 3 plays and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kababala sends this one to the far side, and it goes off and through the hands of Jamari Hawkins.
On the senior night, guys, it's time for the Hornets to...
Somebody needs to kick the senior nest a little bit here and get things stirred up.
Throw a counterpunch here.
And there's Coach Steve Norman. First year as the full-time head coach out here. Took over last year for Danny Smith. And again, they're 3-4, 2-3. That tough loss last week, losing down to Alma Bryant, who had not won a game yet. But they bounced back quickly off of that one. Norman said they had a great week of practice, Dan. He was telling us on the field, and we'll see. Nick Summerlin, senior quarterback, fires it off to the near side. He's going to get that one off complete for the first toss. Oh, incomplete there, sorry. So he's looking for Nobles up front. Earhart, Lindmark, White, Lang, and Strickland. Dixon, 9 catches on the year. Waters, but you got to keep your eye on both Collier, as Dan talked to, and also DeMarquez Williams. He's their leading threat on the edge. Jason McMillan will be in the backfield. Motion. Give around the right side, and not a lot of room over there for Hawkins.
Good block on the edge on my guy there. Didn't allow him to turn the corner.
Hawkins, a just a sophomore. Butler that we talk so much about, 21 tackles for losses, 14.5 sacks. Colston and Morzette taking up a lot of room in the middle there. Houston and the linebackers, Shelton, their leading tackler, Manuel, Johnson, Brooks, Williams, and Javante Carter in the secondary for this Murphy defense, giving up 18 points a game. And movement on the right side for Baker. Baker only averaging 20 points a game on the year. They've scored only 19 in the last 2 weeks. Tim Porter, our referee here tonight, will put Baker in a 3rd and 11.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty will remain. 3rd down.
Well, Nick Summerlin's going to get to know Butler real well if they stay behind the chains like this, because that guy's going to have a free run off the edge, number 35.
Yeah, and they kind of rotate where he's going to come from early here in the games. Left and right.
Empty backfield for Summerlin. Flips it up to the far side and incomplete again as he had Dixon there, and Dixon had some traffic around him, but he just couldn't hold on to it. If he's got it, that's going to be right at the sticks.
Yeah, good pass, hit him right in the bad place, which was his hands, and just didn't come down with it.
Not a good night to have to throw it that way either, because the wing is coming off of our back a little bit and off of the from the left side of the screen. Summerlin shows a good arm twice.
Yep.
Nothing to show for it, really, though.
Johnson was there on the coverage, but again, if Dixon holds on to that one, he's got the first down, and now Joshua Bourgeois on the punt. Good kick. Carter all the way back to the 42. Carter spins across midfield, and ball came loose at the end there. And does Collier have it? I think they're going to say he was down. No, let's see. So we're pushing and shoving with Carter. The ball carrier on the punt return there. We've not had a signal from the officials.
Coach Jackson breaking that skirmish up there. It's too early, and this is not the place for that, guys. So I think Murphy retains the ball. Let's see what happens here.
There it is. Yeah, he was trying to stretch it out at the end of.
It was early enough, I think, if you can't see the knee.
Exactly. It's a tough.
Is it going to be an early challenge? I was talking with the coaches. They do have challenge ability here in this game.
And
there are red flags out there.
Coach
and
Norman
he threw his red flag.
So the first time we've seen this season is
and
Coach
as
Norman.
you can see Coach Jackson laugh, because they were discussing that pregame that they were going to throw this thing and they were going to throw it early just to see what happens. And they know those first half timeouts are not as precious as the second half timeouts, so they're going to try it here in the first half. So he's going to go over here under the hood.
Yeah, potentially a big play.
Yeah.
I mean, for Baker especially.
Sure.
And it was, will they have a definitive look to see if that knee was down? And as the guys on Saturday and Sunday always say, the call on the field was not a fumble.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing they were discussing, too, while I was with them there, is that, they don't have those multiple angles like they do on Saturday and Sunday, so they're very limited on what views they're going to get. So they're concerned about that and not maybe having the view that they need to go in their favor.
Well, we got the view here, so you can see.
And they're not using our view, though.
Right. The knee is not down, and the ball is coming loose there. And
there's the ball way to the right of the screen.
I think our equipment was a little more technically advanced to be compatible with theirs.
Well, we're tied into their system for the big board. I know that for the jumbo.
And they're taking.
He's not looking at the big board. He's looking at the little one.
I got you.
and when you have something in a pile of bodies there, it's hard to. We'll see what Tim Porter has to say.
Here's the
Baker
judge.
challenged the ruling on the field that it was a fumble recovered by Baker. Video shows that the call on the field was correct. It's going to be first down, Murphy ball.
So, yeah, Tim was a little confused. The call on the field was not a fumble, and he was challenging
that it was
a fumble, and so all that, and we don't get a change of possession. And
well, if you think about it, if it goes to the Supreme Court and you're the court, you're not going to overrule yourselves, and that's kind of the position the Zebras are in.
So Murphy will get it with good field position after the return there by Carter up to the 41.
It's really hard for any man to admit he's wrong sometimes, especially in front of a crowd.
Philosopher Vic Lockett.
Yeah.
You'll go home and tell your wife, but you may not tell the crowd, yeah, I kind of missed that one.
I'm just going to let Vic keep going here.
Yeah,
like the
right.
Pearls of wisdom from old number 99.
Don't take it to the bank.
So Howell on the air. He's got 8 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's not put it in the air until now. Comes over near side, and they'll get a few.
Nice job by that receiver maximizing his blocks.
Yeah, that was Darius Wheeler, their leading rusher out of the backfield, and his 11th catch on the season. So pick up a 4 on first down.
Wheeler looked like he wasn't feeling too well after that hit.
Manley on the left side. He's got a big hole now right up the middle. Touchdown, Murphy. 38 yards in the second long touchdown play. Murphy comes in averaging 14 points a game. They got 14 points in the first 3 minutes here.
You know, when Howell throws it, he's doing Baker a favor. They are blowing open some holes on that Baker defense, and really, what's really stunning is the second level. Linebackers and safeties aren't even there either.
Yeah, they're getting picked up by the offensive line, doing a great job getting that seal here and seal there, just making a lane for that back to just run through.
Yeah, Manley 216, not a guy you expect to rip off long ones without being caught, but it wasn't even close. And the PAT by Kapambala is good, and it's quickly 14-0 Murphy on top of Baker. Early on in this one out in West Mobile, 2 long touchdown runs have the Panthers on top. We see some animals there in the band, but it's been all Panthers. It's the animal that's been on the attack so far. Is our Metal Roofing Supply raised the roof camera.
They're raising the roof, all right.
Yeah, the Baker band's been great as per usual tonight. The defense needs to match the band's intensity. Here's 2 big long runs by Murphy early on in this one.
Yeah, remember the band is in a position where he needs to be. I'm not sure that's been the case
with the Baker defense.
Baker on D.
Hawkins takes this one across the 10. Now he's got a little room and some speed. And the sophomore out to the 37-yard line.
Nice job.
If you want to reach out to us here in the booth, our friends at Craneworks help you do that. You can send us an email. If you want to reach out to Amanda down the sideline, we're going to hear from her in just a second again as well. Hey, guys at UTV44.com. And we'll get those questions answered for you here. And the Baker offense.
We're telling you guys to say, hey, guys, to you guys. Miss Millie Fritz made a point to come up to me and say.
Did she email us? She didn't email us.
She doesn't email us. She said to tell you guys hello. She's watching every night.
Oh.
And she's picking up more and more of the game.
Oh, that's funny.
We love it.
She may know what a touchdown is now.
She has logged a lot of hours watching us on Friday nights over the years, nearly picked off. Who was that one hung up there a little bit as they were trying to get McMillan out of the backfield, and Johnson's been around the ball a couple times here tonight.
I'm just waiting to attack it there.
I'm just waiting on the customary cake from Miss Miller. That's the way a lot of older citizens show their appreciation to television personalities. So
I hate to ruin it for you, but I've been getting those.
Oh.
I hate to ruin it for you, but I could tell.
Johnson with the breakup. Leonard Richards, the receiver, split out wide, and now Baker will try to keep it on the ground as they go inside up to the 40-yard line, and Jay-Sean McMillan on the carries, closing at 600 yards on the year, 4 touchdowns.
Teams have got similar resumes coming into this game, and it was kind of an inexplicable loss a week ago by Baker down against Alma Bryant. But a lot of people that saw that game just said everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Credit Bryant, but it was an uncharacteristic loss, but watching Baker come out tonight, they're coming out slow.
3rd and 7. Sumlin, pressure coming, fires it off quickly, able to get it complete, but nothing doing there as the Panther defense has that one shut down before anything can happen. And DeMarquez Williams with his 17th catch of the year, he's the kind of guy that makes things go usually on the outside for this Baker team, and that Panther defense all around.
Yeah, that's a great play again out of one of those defensive backs. Attacking the football, that's what you like to see out of these defensive backs. Don't wait till he catches. Don't allow him to catch it. When that football's in the air, it's yours as well. Or go up there and make a big play and stop him right there in the tracks. No missed tackles.
Back-to-back 3 and outs here for Baker. La Bourgeois with a good kick. Carter back to the 20, lost the football again. It's still loose this time. We picked up. Oh, did he get it back? Oh, Baker had a golden opportunity there, and I think
they cashed in originally.
Carter come away with it?
Yep, there
nope.
it is.
This time Baker able to get it. It's 2 times the ball has come loose. Jaden Blackman, the linebacker down there. Good work as soon as the ball got Jaden Jackson, put the big hit on to separate Carter from the football,
yeah,
and then
great
Blackman
play by
able
Jackson,
to, yep, Blackman able to get on it, and good punt by La Bourgeois to send.
Set up Baker's offense in the red zone.
Yeah, Carter had to go back and kind of try that over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, that's probably the wind in play again.
Yep.
Real gusty night. And chilly for what we've been experiencing up till now.
Set it up at the 17, and now they'll go little wildcat with McMillan. And McMillan, pressure right away. Jabrian Nettles, the first one in there. You can see offensive coordinator Justin Patterson for Baker just trying to get a little spark, get something going here.
You know, they had a running back named McMillan a few years ago.
Oh, boy.
It was a tiger of a running back.
Yep.
And he was really tough to bring down.
Loss of 1, and they'll stay with McMillan. He's thrown it 3 times this year, 3 for 3, 48 yards. This time he'll give it off, and now cutting it inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line is Williams.
Good run by Williams.
Good
Picking
blocking.
his way through.
Yeah, good blocking too.
He set him up to make those blocks, and he cut right off of him.
Both these teams have flashed some talent, Vic.
Yeah, they've got it.
Now they'll bring
Two
someone
of the
back in.
largest schools in the county. They should have somebody.
Nope, they'll
They're
stay.
recruiting them off the hardwood.
They'll stay with. Now they go with the hard counters. Want to stay with McMillan there at quarterback on the 1st and goal.
Wow.
Half the distance as Murphy jumped.
Dead ball. Offsides. Defensive team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Will remain automatic first down.
Yeah, Baker did not move at all. The whole line stayed in statues, and they got him.
This is where they look for Collier, the tight end that Dan highlighted in the pregame. Instead, able to keep it as McMillan, and he's in for the Hornet touchdown.
Yeah,
Tough run.
They prefer to do that. Keep it on the ground, keep it out of the air, and just get those big guys up front to knock them on their tails a little bit, give enough room. They've got some talented backs like McMillan that can cash it in for you. Boy, they did a nice job on the All-State kid, Butler.
Did.
And now Peyton England on for the PAT. And they have the lead, 14-7, cut into it. And Murphy, after the turnover, finds themselves now with the momentum maybe on Baker's side, as it's now a 7-point lead for the Panthers. It is the first night of the season we've needed any of those in the stands. The blankets here.
Yeah.
Thought about bringing one for the booth. To be honest, I thought about
Well,
bringing
we've been
one.
begging for some cool air. It's here.
Not you. I don't know who that collective we is, Vic Lockett, but I am not in that we. We were begging to see Baker get something going on here to get themselves back at this one, as they were quickly down just 3 minutes in, 14-0, but they take advantage of the fumble on the punt, and McMillan at the Wildcat leads them in for the score, and Ooh, they needed that.
Ooh, big time.
Yeah, we were concerned they were about to get boat race, but thank God they got back in the race.
Jacob Tanner to kick off. Jones is the deep man for the Panthers. And Jones at the 12. Lanky return man spins away at the 20, still on his feet, up to the 32-yard line. So we're out here in West Mobile tonight. Of course, we've got some games going on tonight. Some have been pushed back to tomorrow. Baldwin County pushed back all their games. And tonight, McGill's on top 7-0 over Bryan already. Davidson and Theodore battling. Mary G and Foley will play tomorrow, as will a big one in 6A, Spanish Fort and Blunt up in 8 Mile. BC Rain trailing 7-0 early against St. Paul's. Daphne and Gulf Shores tomorrow. Robertsdale and Baldwin County also playing tomorrow. Faith Academy and Jackson. Faith's up 7-0 early in that one. Viger and Citronelle. Satsuma and LaFleur tonight. Wilcox Central and Greenville. UMS Wright at home against Escambia County. Williamson and Andalusia also both home here this evening. Thanks to Barrow Fine Furniture for presenting our out-of-town games here. Howell gives this one off to Manley and up the sidelines, and Manley finally drug down. Horst Keller, maybe even some face masks at the end of that one, but
I think he got him by the dreadlocks, which I know in the pros is counted as part of the uniform. So the hair came back to bite him tonight, Dano.
That might be what Coach Norman is talking about right there as well.
They're never going to catch me that way.
Yeah.
Your locks flowing,
And then just kind of, oh, that was, yep.
Ooh, wow.
But, you know, that's Jaden Jackson. I mean, he's just trying to make a play, grab it. You're just grabbing at anything. And
oh, they are going to call a horse collar.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the flag. I knew they were going to call something.
But he definitely pulled him down by the hair, correct? My
Yes.
eyes didn't lie to me.
No, I think you're right.
Metro by T-Mobile flag.
Personal foul, horse collar on the defense team. Penalty is 15 yards. Results in a first down.
How impressive has Manley been so far tonight?
Well, also that
A
blocking.
man.
Yeah.
He's been a man, but he's had a lot of space. They were able to seal the edge, and off he went. And that's a lot of hair back there if you want to grab some. And they did.
Get a timeout here, I think.
Yeah,
Murphy did take a timeout. We're not.
Yeah, I think the alignment and the personnel weren't correct, and Coach Jackson wanted to get it correct.
We didn't need a heat timeout here tonight.
So they'll talk it over and figure out what they want to do and how they're going to do it.
Murphy scored on their first 2 drives, and then they're about to get it back up 14-0, fumbled a punt, and Baker able to pick it up, and then they went on a 3-play drive of their own.
Yeah, when you talk about Murphy drives, you can use the word drive, but they've been quick. They've been 3 or 4 plays with a long play.
More like
punctuating-
strikes, huh?
Yeah, strikes, right, exactly. and they've just been. It's just been runs that have just blown through the middle of that Baker defense.
Here's Howell, the junior quarterback. Now looking to throw the pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, looking for the end zone, and he just overthrew Scott. He had him, climbed the pocket well, but that one incomplete. And let's check in down on the sideline again with Amanda.
Hey, Jim, so you know what? I wanted to say that I love being on the sidelines because I get that action firsthand. But one incredible thing I noticed tonight was from player number 95, and that's David Mosley. Now, imagine being on the field, not being able to hear the crowd, hear your coach, or anything. Well, that is exactly what's going on for David Mosley. He's actually a deaf player on the team, and I think it's pretty incredible to see him out here tonight playing his game. Jim?
Oh, really cool. Great story there, Amanda. I know Baker's got a specialist on the staff out here, also strong speech therapy as well that sometimes goes along with those needs. So awesome to see Mosley out here playing, and Howell on the keeper there.
Manley threw him a good block. He just wasn't able to make good of it because he slipped down.
Kevin Noble's great job keeping that thing turned back in, Vic. He gave it up just to make sure that somebody else could make the play.
And that's what you're supposed to do. Protect those edges, turn it back into your compadres. There's more people on the inside of you than on the outside.
Right, he did it.
Dwayne Williams was also there to helped shut that down, and now Murphy with a 3rd and 11 as we approach 5 minutes to go.
Anytime on the play clock, only at 14.
Milton, who's our guest in the pregame show, split out to the top of the screen. He's their leading receiver. Howell rolls out. Instead, comes to the near side with some room inside the 30 as Wheeler has his 2nd catch of the night, but he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Nice pursuit. I thought Wheeler had some room here.
Oh, they tracked him down, didn't they?
They really did, because out in front of him there was a lot of room to make one move and 10 more yards.
Timmons on the tackle, and 4th down and 4 on a windy night from the 25. You're not going to try a 42-yarder, so
I guess he'll go back to the man.
yeah. And he's in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, play clock down to 2 and 1. Will they get it off? Nope. Coach Jackson going to take a timeout to save the 5 yards.
Play clock went fast.
I was just thinking the same thing.
It really went fast.
So more games going on in our viewing area tonight. Monroe County at home against Clark County, Thomasville and Flomaton, Mobile Christian and Excel, Catholic Montgomery and T.R. Miller, St. Michael and Bayside, a battle over on the Eastern Shore. That game is being played tonight. J.U. Blackshear at Leroy and Choctaw County hosting Cottage Hill tonight. Chickasaw Southern Choctaw, R.C. Hatch at home, as is Sweetwater and Milry, Marengo and McIntosh, Alberta and St. Luke's, and Sparta Academy taking on Jackson Academy, our out of town and out of our local area, but in our viewing areas. Games brought to you by Barrow Fine Furniture. Here it's 14-7, Murphy on top of Baker. And Murphy with a 4th and 4 coming up. This will be a big stop right here for Baker. Get the football back after they cut into the lead after falling behind 2 scores quickly in this one.
This would be a nice stop for them. They could certainly use it. A little bit late getting set up now, but the quarterback's now in controls and marking the signals out.
Milton down to the bottom of the screen. Low snap goes through the hands of Wheeler, and Wheeler scrambles and will be dropped all the way back at the 36-yard line. Low snap. Craig was back there as well, but that play never had a chance. And then as soon as the snap came loose, the Hornet defense was on full alert.
I mean, could this have worked out any better for Baker? Because they now get great field position, 10 yards better than they would have, even by making the stop.
And everything went totally bad for Murphy.
Sumlin and the Hornets come back out here. Bunch 4 receivers set up to the top of the screen, and now rolling out to keep it is Sumlin on the near side. Sumlin at the 40, and he'll be chased down from behind by Butler, but not before he's got the 1st down into Murphy territory. How about Butler coming all the way from the far side to catch the quarterback there, Vic Lockett?
Yeah, there he was unblocked, and
Look at
he
that.
just chases him down, but not after he gets some good yardage. So that was a good job by the quarterback and good hustle by Butler.
And it was also a good block by Cade Collier. He kind of missed his first block, but kept working and was able to seal things off a little bit. He never got on Butler, but he did make a good block on this side of the field, the big tight end.
They bring Nobles in at fullback. Now they'll move him up to tight end, and he'll help double team against Butler, and Butler got through. We got a hand on McMillan, but McMillan able to slip away, and he'll pick up 9. You can see they're going to be double teaming him all night, but he still got off both blocks and got around Justin White a little bit there to get a hand on McMillan, but McMillan will actually mark him down after a gain of 7.
McMillan says it's going to take more than a hand to get me down.
Boy, runs hard.
He does.
So 2nd and 3 here for the Hornets, and go a little up-tempo. Inside give, McMillan, and Nettles had a handful of jersey to bring him down. He's going to be a yard short of the 1st.
Rico's got this Murphy team playing hard.
Yeah, he does.
Don't you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Wayne Houston.
Something we've been waiting for years out of that group.
Able to make the tackle on that one. Houston, another of those big guys in that Murphy defensive line. 265-pound senior, hard count, and Murphy did not jump. Play clock just at 10, so enough time here for someone to look back over.
I thought he jumped, but
Coach
I guess
Patterson,
he did
yeah.
not get into the neutral zone.
There was some flinching, that's for sure. Now they go under center. The inside give.
Belly play.
Nobles, the fullback. You don't see that a lot much these days, but that's good for the first down there.
You have some recurring names in Mobile football that just keep coming up. Hard-nosed kids, Nobles,
Got
Timmons.
two Nobles on the Baker team this year, brothers.
Nobles and Timmons and McMillan come to mind out here on the Baker team.
Looks like Baker settled down a little bit here, especially offensively.
Eating some clock, keeping Murphy offense off the field.
New set of downs inside the 40. They give that one. McMillan able to make a move and got around Butler on that one.
And the quickness of Butler, I mean, it is just deadly.
Yep.
6'5", 217. And he's got the frame, like you were talking about, Vic, that he's not always going to be just long and lanky. He's got the frame he can fill out at the next level.
Easy, easy.
It's a pretty amazing story. It's somebody who was not playing football at all.
Since the 7th grade.
And now he's getting 15 offers, many of them from the SEC. Unthinkable.
Trying to spin away with not much room there is Williams, and he's tackled by his numerical counterpart, Karan Marion. And how about Rico Jackson getting him out of the hallway and out on the gridiron?
Yeah, and also you got, an unknown kid like that, you've got to work your tail off to make sure people are aware of him.
Yep.
So kudos to this coaching staff, making sure these schools were in on the secret.
3rd and 7 for the Hornets. Sumlin rolls out with pressure, throws back to the near side. He wanted to set up a screen, but he overthrew McMillan, but you can kind of understand that with the pressure he had barreling down on him. Had to get rid of that one so he didn't suffer another big loss there. As
Big man Justin White down in the field, ready to set up a block, number 50. He was ready to road grade, just hoping he can have somebody to knock out.
Pressure came right up the middle, though, Jim, and that's where, they talk about that all the time.
They brought Boyd over. He's from the offensive side playing some defensive tackle now, and now we'll see the Hornets go for it on 4th and 7. Sumlin looking over the middle of the field, fires it once, Collier, and it's incomplete. It was high. There was some contact. No flag.
Wow.
I think the contact came after.
Or simultaneous at least. Thought the DB played it pretty well.
Let's watch. This is Collier. This is the mismatch right here.
I think that's actually pretty good defense there by Johnson.
He did all he could do against a guy who's a foot taller than him.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like the big brother in the backyard holding the ball up over his head.
Yeah, except he wasn't holding it.
It's the first time they look for Collier offensively.
You can see Collier's a nice athlete, and he can create a problem back there.
Panthers take over on downs. Powell to Manley this time. Great penetration. Keep the sophomore.
Finally.
Able to come in and shut that one down, and the big sophomore able to close it in from the edge.
And that's first time Manley, I think, has been tackled for a loss or no gain.
Should be our last play of the first quarter.
The Baker defense alarm just went off.
Yeah, exactly.
They're here
Hey,
now.
we got a football game.
Yeah, they're here.
And the sophomore just made a big play on senior night here at Baker. We're through one. Murphy scored 2 quickly, and then it's been a bit of a slugfest. Dang near a tussle since then. Vic Lockett. 14-7, Andy Citron's Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals, presented by Alabama Power tonight here at Baker. One quarter in the books here in West Mobile. Murphy and Baker tonight. Jim Cox, Dan Brett, and Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline. David Sharp, our statistician. Jared Kihas and his entire crew here today, getting things set up as the quarterback draw held by Howell there across the 40. They'll mark him down right at the 40 and bring up 2nd and 4. No, correct me, 3rd and 4. Howell, he'll run at some 37, now 38 carries on the year. but he looks comfortable in the pocket.
He looks comfortable doing everything.
Yep.
He's surrounded by some players, look like.
Yeah.
It looks like Coach Jackson's got them on the same plane, same page, same sheet of music.
Powell to Manley, met at the line of scrimmage and driven back. And now the Hornet defense, again with Keaton Law, the sophomore, leading the charge. Are they doing anything differently, Vic Lockett?
Just playing harder, I guess, but they have certainly started keying on Manley and shut him down.
Look at what we saw there in the first quarter. Quickly Murphy with the touchdowns, and they were both long. Manley 65 yards, then Craig 57 yards. And at the 9-minute mark, it was 14-0 Murphy, and then Murphy fumbles a punt. Baker takes advantage of it, and someone hadn't had a lot of luck through the air, but they brought in McMillan at the Wildcat, and he helped lead him for the touchdown there. Now Scott, big good punt that didn't do much, just died there. It looked like he was maybe going to take one of those rolls, but instead it'll be good field position.
Got hung up in that wind, I believe, Jim.
Baker will take back over here, see what's going on and why this is so important for Baker here. McGill unbeaten, and you got Theodore. Those are going to be the number 1 and 2 seeds there. And you got Fairhope coming in next, then Murphy at 4 and 3, and then it's Baker at 3 and 4, and the bottom 4 there out of playoff contention. So Baker, they need a win here tonight to get even with Murphy, and then they'll worry about taking on the number 2 ranked team in the state next week when that rolls around if they get the win here tonight.
Yeah, obviously first things first. You watch these teams battle at the line of scrimmage tonight.
Someone, he wants to pull it down and run, but that quickly closed down and nowhere to go there. Looked like that was a design run the whole way, but Jabyron Nettles, again, able to make the stop.
Trying to sneak somebody, a wideout, straight down the field, who was taken care of pretty well by the cornerback, but he never had time to
it was a
survey
jailbreak on him.
Yeah.
So they lose a bunch there on first down. 2nd and all of 15.
Yeah, they were going for it all, Jim.
Drop back, set up the screen. The far side fired up, and a little miscommunication between Sumlin and his receiver. But again, pressure coming in, and Sumlin didn't have much time.
And in my opinion, I think the reason you go for it all on first down against this aggressive Murphy defense is they're more than likely going to be a little bit less aggressive, thinking pass on first down. So they were trying to really, you wouldn't call it a trick play, but they wanted to get Murphy thinking one way and then taking advantage of it, because on a third down, like right now, how are you going to block this front from Murphy? It's going to be pretty tough.
So 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 for the Hornets. Someone looking over the middle of the field for Collier, and that one just 2 in front of him, and another 3 and out for this Hornet offense.
Well, the offense has now dropped down a little bit after the defense picked up. So
Well, you
got to get all on the same page and playing at the same intensity on both sides of the ball.
He had a little time, and he had Collier there too.
He did, and I don't know if Collier slowed up a little bit or he just overshot him, but Collier you can see that Collier can be a weapon downfield.
Oh, absolutely. He's the big kid in the playground.
He is.
Bourgeois on the punt. And Carter, who's had some trouble with the ball on returns, takes this one at the 29, and he's up the right side to midfield and into Hornet territory at the 49-yard line. You can see the explosiveness of Carter there. And he goes
Problem there, was it?
a little gimpy. So, as you know, this Baker program was really down for a long time, and they've got turned around here in the last 10 years or so, maybe 8 years since, but they've got just one playoff victory. Came back in 1984. Who did they beat for their lone playoff victory? They're 1-7 all time.
So getting to the playoffs has been tough, and when they get there, they haven't won since '84.
Right. Ooh, high.
Now, I may call
Tackle
that one
there's
a horse
Craig,
collar.
yeah.
No hair there.
He just got him right around the neck,
Ball
not
to
inside
the
right inside the jersey there. But Craig, who had the big touchdown run. Terry Kirksey came from the other side. We've been talking about Law, the other defensive end, but this time it's the junior. Kirksey able to make the stop and a loss of 1.
definitely picked up the intensity on defense.
Yeah, no doubt.
Howell, you see him directing players, as Coach Rico Jackson told us on the field before the game. He's like, play clock. Got down there to Coach Jackson get his timeout, and he did, I believe. That's his last one of the first half, but he saves the 5 yards. But he said Howell's like having another coach out on the field. Really does a great job to get everyone aligned, and we saw it there. But with them not being aligned, that's what led to the having to cause the timeout.
Sometimes those quarterbacks, don't get the plays into them in time, too. And that makes the quarterback look like he's not got it going on, but it's not his fault.
I want to thank our friends Andy Citron Injury Attorneys. Friday Night Rivals brought to you every Friday by Andy and his crew. Thanks, Andy, for being a part of Friday Night Rivals again this season. Allows us to be at the big games every Friday night. Thanks, Andy.
No matter what the score, Andy wins.
Saw his billboard when I was driving across the bay, said that. On my way out here.
Yeah, if Alex is a field general for the Panthers right now as a junior, imagine what he'll be doing next year. They may allow him to call plays.
I didn't get to my sneeze button in time, guys. Sorry about that.
That one just.
I think you hit my button instead of yours.
That didn't give you a lot of. Didn't give you a lot of notice. The lead time that was coming.
Didn't see it coming.
2nd and 11 after the timeout here for the Panthers. Now motion to the near side and give this one up, trying to turn the corner and all the way back to the 40-yard line. Deshaun Brooks, who plays a lot over on the offensive side, got hauled down there, but Kirksey, what a play, Vic Lockett.
Absolutely. You got to protect that backside. You're playing defensive end. You're taught to get deep as the deepest back when it's going away from you. He was there. Grab him by the shirt tail and say, sit down right here.
My mistake. That was Milton who they gave it to, 18, not 10.
Yeah, but that was definitely Terry Kirksey that made that play.
Yeah, woo.
Hair, laundry, Baker's going to get you if they can, one way or the other.
They're finding ways now, thank God.
3rd and 20. Scott up to the top of the screen. And now
They call a timeout they don't have.
Did the clock run out here?
Delay a game, I'm saying.
They're getting the play clock reset quickly.
Before the snap, dead ball, delay a game on the offensive team, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
I think that new 40-second clock is having an effect here tonight.
Hey, switch to Metro by T-Mobile now. Right now. Take advantage of the best deal in wireless only at Metro. See store for details, terms, and conditions on our Metro by T-Mobile flag here tonight. 3rd and 20. Howell looking to try to come back to Milton, and this time it was the long toss on the near side. That was right at the stick as well, but good coverage on Milton. Another one of those basketball players who hadn't been playing football since the 9th grade, came back out here. And if that one's a little more in front of him, he's got a chance. But Jordan Davis, good job on the coverage.
Yeah, Jordan was there, and also the wind was there. And I think every time you're throwing it that way, especially going long or punting, watch the punt again, and it's going to have an effect.
Yeah, so Scott's got to punt into it. And DeMarquez Williams stands back at the 35, low snap. Scott gets it off, and this one does take a little better Murphy bounce. Still pretty good field position at the 35.
Carter did a good job to catch that snap off the top of his shoelaces.
Yep, got it off. Another one of our great sponsors. No power outage, no storm, everything's good. Alabama Power, they got the lights on as they do for us every Friday night. And thanks to everyone at Alabama
Power goes out, those guys work really hard to get it back going.
Yeah, they're probably down. You would guess Alabama Power guys are probably lined up on I-10 getting ready to go chase the storm to the east to help out our neighbors over in Florida.
You got it. That's what they do.
So we appreciate it.
Thanks to Alabama Power. Yeah, right. The one is a Alabama Power linesman for Halloween. One night had the full Alabama Power outfit on.
I'm sure you've got pictures of those videos somewhere on the net.
Someone gives it inside, and McMillan, tough to go straight up the middle against the stout Murphy defense. And now there could be a 15-yarder. Cladarius Morzette with a push at the end of the play, and I think that's going to give
Got to keep you cool, big man.
You make the stop there, and now you're going to give him 15 on the Metro by T-Mobile flag.
There's enough pie to go around. We're not going to forget you.
And at 6'2", 326, when you do a little push, you feel a little shudder on the ground, and they see you. The Richter scale moves a little bit.
Yeah, he's acting like we're not going to give him a piece of the pie, but we will.
Tim Porter is right there, and saw that one at the end of the play. Now he'll tell us about it.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defensive team, 15 yards on the end of the run, the yardage results, and a first down.
All the way up to the 49-yard line. He drives 75 here. Looking to toss it to the near side. Now they get to Sumlin, the quarterback, able to make the catch. Takes a move at the 25, inside the 20. Sumlin in for the touchdown. Hornets, we got a tie game if a PAT's good.
How about Sumlin? After he caught it, he knew what to do, Vic Lockett. We didn't know once he got it if he was going to have the skill set to get it in, but man, he had more than enough.
Absolutely. Bobbed and weaved.
Great vision.
Get even. And, good blocking downfield by your guy, the big 6'4" guy.
50
to set him up, and that was just a well-executed play totally by the Baker offense.
He
The
glided
reverse
it.
pass.
He glided it,
Yeah,
Jim.
51 yards. And suddenly we got a tie game at 14 apiece. Justin Patterson, the OC at Baker.
Well, Dan said we're going to have a good one tonight. It is shaping up to be one.
Get it
Job
back.
by that quarterback to
He traversed a lot of the field.
traverse the field and get the touchdown.
All tied here on Friday Night Rivals in the second. Well, this one's turned around a bit.
Let me real quick talk about the timing of that. Did they
Get the penalty.
get the penalty right after Murphy's a little discombobulated about the 15 yards?
Sure.
They're calming everybody down. Probably a great spot to do something off script.
Yep. Yeah, and they execute it perfectly, and then you're right. Someone makes the catch, and then great vision downfield.
Yeah, credit Coach Norman there for strategically placing that play.
Yeah, you could see him as a wideout. He's a big tight end,
Yep.
6'2", almost 6'3".
Yeah. Good athlete.
Jacob Tanner now to kick off as the Hornets have scored back-to-back touchdowns to tie this game. Big leg, sending Jacoby Jones back. And Jones brought down around the 25-yard line.
I like the way he explodes when he gets that kickoff.
I'm with you. So I think one of the great things we've been doing all year long here is our Synovus PB&J Challenge. Synovus is partnering with Feeding the Gulf Coast on Friday Night Rivals to help raise awareness of food insecurity that plagues 1 in 4 kids in South Alabama. And the rival teams each week are asked to get peanut butter and jelly, a food drive at their schools. And we've had great success all year long. Each week the winning school gets $250. And then $1,250 will be awarded in 2 weeks. Our last game here on UTV 44. So great job of helping childhood hunger. As the snap bobbled a little bit here. And it was Trent
Bradley lost his foot in there more than anything.
Yeah, I was trying to cut back, and you see there was Mosley in there as well that Amanda was just telling us about that young man.
Incredible story.
Oh,
He's not hearing anything, but he's definitely seeing the ball carrier, isn't he?
and feeling it, feeling the excitement of Friday Night Rivals here
Great story.
on senior night.
That's what extracurricular activities are about. That young man right there.
Mosley, one of the seniors on this Baker team. Oh, Howell wanted to give that one off to Manley, who wasn't there. Instead, he keeps it himself. And going to be close to the first down. You can see a little miscommunication in the backfield there, but Howell alertly just pulled it down and then took it out to the right side.
It was like, I don't want it, you take it. I don't want it, you take it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take it.
And I think
I
that
don't know if he got hit in the mouth or something there. Like,
it looked like it.
and they don't have a timeout to bring him over. That is,
You can have an injury timeout. Or equipment timeout as well. Is that what they did?
sure, unless maybe Baker able to. got the first down there.
I think Murphy's out of timeouts, despite the graphic. I believe they're out.
Yep, they indeed are. We're down to 5:43 here. Let's see. Coach Howell's got the jersey there. Oh, yeah. Got just the kind of helmet came right at the face mask. Maybe got him a little bit underneath it.
On the chin.
Yeah, right at the end of that play.
Talk about taking it on the chin.
Boy, you know, you got that big helmet on, the face mask. You're not counting on that, are you?
No.
Also, the young guy we were talking about that we're very impressed with on the defense for Baker, Mosley, he had their attention because they double teamed him on that play and ruined his night, at least for the moment. So he's bouncing back.
To convert the first down. Alex Howell gives it back off to Craig, and Craig on the right side will pick up about 7 before he's bounced out of bounds there. And Craig now, he comes up limping a little bit. He had the 57-yard touchdown on the second drive, and he's a little shaken up.
Yeah, I like to see him favoring his leg that intensely. Let's pray that man's okay.
He kind of got hit low, almost, you hope, maybe like a right in the thigh, because he got hit low right before he was knocked out of bounds.
Those thigh bruises are painful.
Howell to Manley. Manley's going to get the first down. Needed 3, and he got 3.
Murphy offense not real tricky.
No, they're not. They're pretty vanilla. We're going to run that stretch play, and a couple of times it is stretched to the end zone.
You know, coming in tonight.
He's coming right at him and saying, hey, we're playing football, and we're going to go heads up on you.
Coming in tonight, you know, Howell had thrown it 152 times, so 7 games. That's more than 20 a game. And we were talking with Coach Jackson, and he said, yeah, we've done it a lot, but we're finding our identity more as a running team than we are throwing the football around these days.
Well, that's what we
noticed. Probably accounting for the weather as well. That was
I think
pending tonight.
A little bit, but I think more of it was philosophy, Vic. He wants his team to be
more run oriented.
Yes, sir.
Out of the backfield, able to get that one off to Wheeler, and Wheeler just gets a few up the far sideline.
Really a lateral right there.
Yep.
To behind him, and it'll be rushing yards.
Maybe give him 5 on first down where he officially stepped out there. There's Coach Jackson. And he's coached around. He was on this Baker staff for a while, down in the Bayou for a while, was up at Escambia County, north of here, coaching in 4A, and got the call to become the new head coach at Murphy, brought in a whole new staff, his staff. And he's made an impression early on as Manley took a big hit as he just crossed the line of scrimmage.
I think Manley kind of delivered the blow there. He was a ram coming around that edge.
Keltrick. Britford, let's watch here, going on the right side.
Get the ball and lower his head right there and say, hey, I'm coming through here, excuse me.
He put the hit on Foster, who came up from his safety position, and then Britford able to make the stop.
Mama, this clump of hair with shoulder pads ran me over. I don't know if you were at the game and you saw that.
Yeah. I don't want to see that again.
He's got that hair coming out of the front, out of the back.
He's been working on that, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's tough.
Howell on the rollout on 3rd and short, going to convert it as he needed 3 and picked up 5.
Guess who threw a nice block out on the edge?
Manley there.
Yes, sir.
He did. Kick-out block.
When he doesn't have it, he'll hit you. When he has it, he'll hit you.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice kick-out block to spring that quarterback for the first down and keep the sticks and fresh.
Stringing some first downs together on this drive.
Doing it all along the sideline where their own bench is, too.
The short side of the field. Milton, the receiver, to the bottom side, and right up the middle, another big hole, and able to bounce through is Manley, and he's going to have another Murphy first down. Delayed just a little there behind the line of scrimmage, then bolted through the hole.
That reminded me of his first run, the big run, 63 yards. It was really just a straight handoff and north-south.
Yeah, that's the thing you want out of your back. You know, you don't want too many jukes, and you like those backs that go north and south. Like all those years, Lars Tate, Herschel Walker, those Georgia boys.
Yeah, That's what.
And the guy that's with the Rams now. You don't want
Gurley.
to get in front of Gurley.
Yeah.
Does he still play?
When he feels like it.
I've seen him much. Seen him much on Sundays lately.
He's usually riding in a brink truck.
Aren't you watching commercials?
Flag down. Howell steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and again, just a little bit too high as he wanted to get Wheeler.
I like how just kind of negotiated the pocket there, step up under the rush, and then let it go.
So this one's going to go against Baker. Second time we've seen him do that, and you also like it. He knew it was against Baker and the old Aaron Rodgers. He's taking a shot at the end zone if he knows he's got the free play.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's against Murphy.
Okay. Legal procedure.
Wow, illegal shift, I believe.
Illegal motion. They did not get set. It's a 5-yard penalty. Penalty is declined. Second down.
I kind of saw that, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it may have been one back that was in motion, but it must have been a couple.
Thought that one was going against Baker, but instead, so now it's 2nd and 10. Howell, near side, able to get Wheeler out of the backfield again, spins. And he's up to the 21-yard line.
Catch him out there in the flat, and those linebackers are not out there. That is always going to be a positive play.
Yeah, it was nice. They snuck him out there and really looked like Howell was looking for one man. It was Wheeler. But he saw that he had him. He got the ball to him in good shape where he could advance it, and nearly a first down.
It was definitely the play call from the word jump.
Yep.
So it picks up 9. Hold on, I think they're going to say he got the first down. Now they did, but they had him spotted a little short, but now they get the sticks situated. It's first.
Trying to get a score going into this half. It's 1:45 on the clock.
Impressive drive. Backfield again. Wheeler, he's got one man to beat if he can make a little block, and good job shedding off the block. Over there to make the tackle. Panthers, I think, or excuse me, for the Hornets. He's coming in, Cameron Lacey, able to get off that block there to make the stop. That one was just getting started. It looked like it had a chance.
It did. And that's that closing speed again from Baker in that pursuit that Dan saw in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Manley's doing over 9 yards a carry here in the first half. This drive is chewing up the clock, as Dan mentioned, as well. Manley again trying to get to the far side. Brought down from behind at the 15.
You got to say this Baker defense competing a lot better than they were early in the game.
Yes.
They're making Murphy work for it, Jim, and that's part of the reason the clock is rolling away here. But
Murphy has no timeouts. They need to get a little pep if they're going to get any points going into the half.
3rd and 3.
We're even starting to get in jeopardy of getting the field goal team out there now.
Yeah, good point, Vic Lockett, as we're inside a minute to go here in the first half. Howell looking middle of the field, and again, just a little high as he was trying to go to Scott.
And there's a flag on the far side, some infraction. May have not been around the ball.
Scott's a big target at 6'4".
Well, the same area of the field.
He just threw
The Baker tight end didn't have this fortune. Didn't get the call.
Pass interference.
I don't know there was much there.
Metro by T-Mobile.
And that's going to infuriate this team, the sideline even
During
more.
the play, defensive pass interference. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. The penalty will result in a first down.
From that angle where the flag was thrown, maybe he saw something we didn't see from this side.
Could have been maybe a little handful of jersey or something there when the ball was in the air.
Yeah, the side judge threw the flag.
Right.
Howell on 1st and goal, looking, goes low and able to make the catch. Is going to be the junior Jacoby Jones, and now, as Vic said, they're going to have to hurry. 2nd and goal coming up. Jones, the 3rd one in the stack formation to the right, and now they go with Manley at Wildcat, and Baker's going to take a timeout here with 28 seconds.
I just heard the whistle. I didn't see what was the call. Okay.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen the Wildcat out of Murphy with Manley back there.
Yeah, that's a good option. The way he's been running tonight, I would let him touch the ball as many times as he could stand. But a good timeout, I think, by Baker to collect themselves, make sure they get lined up correctly. If they haven't seen this before or hadn't practiced for it, tell them something real quick, how to play it, and try to keep these Panthers out of the end zone here in their home stadium. Yeah, Clem Richardson Stadium. I've been meaning to mention that. My good friend Clem, by a longtime principal here, right?
Yep.
And saw him last month at the Red Elephant Club. Good guy. And I think his son's now principal somewhere.
Former coach as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
good man, Clem Richardson.
Yep. Manley has not thrown it out of the Wildcat this year.
Pretty rare that you're still living and get a stadium named after you. And Clem isn't the old man, but he's a couple of years older than Jim and I.
If Shaw High School is still around, Vic Lockett, I know they didn't have their own stadium. They played a lot, but you might have had,
I don't think so. Not worthy.
Lockett Field or something
like
that.
Maybe Chris Samuels, but not Vic Lockett.
How about Vic Lockett press box? There you go.
Yeah, I got plenty of high there, as you can well see and hear.
2nd and goal. Now they bring Howell back in. Rolls it out to the right. He's got some room. He wants to pull it down. Instead, fires it, and he's got the touchdown.
Wow, nice comeback route over there. I didn't think it was going to be successful. Thought he was going to run out of real estate, but that receiver ran that route perfect.
Yeah, Tanaka Scott, his 3rd touchdown of the year. Had good footwork to get in bounds over there as well, as it looked like Howell, if he wanted to, could have pulled it down, but he was thinking pass the whole way, and it's his first touchdown throw of the night, his 9th on the season. Well drawn up play there.
Oh yeah, well drawn up. They moved the pocket.
Well executed.
Yeah, he's got maybe 2 options here is all, and he finds the one that works best deeper in the end zone. Good footwork by the receiver and Murphy.
Kyle
goes up by 7.
Perfect on the night, 3 of 3 in the PATs, and Murphy regains the lead after they scored 14 unanswered. Then Baker came back. Look at these hands and feet.
I mean, all football.
Yeah. Tough. Got your hands down like this to catch at the point of the ball as well.
Mm-hmm. That's skill.
Job there by.
He has been working on his craft.
He's just a junior. Howell's just a junior. So
good things to come for that Panther program.
Yeah. His coach.
And he's just in his first year.
Rico Jackson.
A rookie coach.
His offensive coordinator, Justin Thomas, was the head coach up at Satsuma, and now he's the OC here for the Murphy offense. And look at that 15-play drive. Took up more than half the quarter.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like it took 20 minutes.
Yeah. It was 75 yards, and Scott with his 3rd touchdown of the season, and Murphy regains the lead.
Well, that's the way you want to do it. Going into the half, eat up the clock so the opposing team don't have much to work with. You run into halftime with the momentum and got the score ahead.
Abibala. That one bounces short and finally grabbed there by
perfect bounce.
Williams. And Williams trying to get to the outside to about the 35. A lot of folks who aren't wide receivers, they panic when that ball hits the ground. Those guys never panic.
Hand-eye coordination is something, isn't it?
They know
it probably comes from these video games these guys are playing, right? Enhanced hand-eye coordination.
Coming right, going to bounce right at me.
All the kids are glad to hear me say that, so they'll tell their parents, that's why they need a new game.
Yeah. You know what Mr. Lockett said? Merry Christmas. Way to go, Vic.
Yeah, well, we probably got a bunch of them watching tonight where the weather was threatening.
Baker still has 2 timeouts, and someone will give it off to McMillan. And McMillan trying to get the edge. He's going to get the first down. That's going to stop the clock. That's going to be a horse. Oh, they're not. How did they not call that one the horse collar right in front of the Murphy bench?
He kind of got him by the jersey, and it stretched away from his body, so I didn't think it was.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sean McMillan. Let's see here.
Top of the 7. Oh, no. Fingers are inside the collar. You're
right.
The
play-by-play guy sees it right the first time, Big Clock. Yeah, right on the Baker side, and they had the tackle. They had the 15-yard penalty go against them for the dreadlock tackle.
Yeah, right in front of them, and then they had
that's legal.
They had the pass interference that they didn't get that Murphy got.
All right, so 3.9 seconds, and Murphy's going to try to drop everybody back here. Someone Rolls to the right, wants to load up. He's going to come to the near sideline. He's able to get it complete to Leonard, but it's not going to do anything as Leonard Richards, his first catch of the night. Baker will get the ball to start the third quarter.
Got a good one.
Yeah. Murphy.
You said it.
I did say it.
It's Friday Night Rivals. That's why we're here.
At this point, I stand by what I said.
Yeah, with the caveat at this point.
Amanda has traversed the field from the near side all the way to the far side. It has Banya, our wonderful cameraman, down on the field, and now she's over there, and she has caught up with Coach Jackson. Amanda.
That's right. I'm with Coach Jackson. It's actually a little cold out here, but you guys definitely heat up the game in that first half, dominating in that, play that you guys just ran. How do you feel about that play that you guys just made?
We did a good job offensively. We kind of bogged down in the second quarter, so we got to come back and make some corrections.
Now, what is going to be your strategy going into the next half of the game for you guys to dominate and take over?
Just keep running the ball. I thought we ran the ball well. We're going to make some adjustments on defense, and I feel like we'll have a good second half.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Coach Rico Jackson, head coach here for Murphy in his first year, and his team's on top 21-14 at the half. It's the Andy Citron Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals presented by Alabama Power. Halftime here, actually it's Murphy on top of Baker, 21-14. Got the score flipped on the screen there, but Murphy on top. They got great things going on the football field and in the classroom. Isn't that right, Amanda?
Is right, and I'm here with the Principal Toomey, who's going to talk about all the awesome things going on with the Murphy Panthers, starting with you guys' partnership with the University of Alabama, right? Let's talk about that.
That's right. We're the only school in Alabama that have the University of Alabama professors on our campus coming, and it's free. Our kids, we have about 40 in each grade that come for free, and they end up leaving us almost sophomores in college.
Wow, that's really amazing. You guys have not just that going on. You guys also have the IB program, which is once a student gets a scholarship, a degree, and they're in the IB program, they can literally go to any school in the country. That's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, we had a student last year that did IB and UA, and they left us with 58 credits. So we're also the oldest IB school, I think, in Alabama, but for sure in the south of Alabama.
Well, that's like a sophomore, I think, in college.
Yeah, past the sophomore, that's right. Yeah, almost a junior.
That's pretty cool. Now, another thing that you guys have going on here is the arts program that you guys partner up with and go to New York to do some stuff over there too, right?
We actually have students who are in the cast of Hamilton and a couple of other Broadway shows. We've got a great arts program, and so we're going in March to do some tours and actually work with them on Broadway.
Okay, you know those Hamilton tickets are a little expensive, so if you get your hand on a few, you gotta let me know. I might want to come by.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I can help you there.
I'm just joking with you. All right, thanks. Jim, back to you.
Amanda trying to get Principal Toomey in the scalping business to put the tickets on StubHub and then get him out there to make a mint on Hamilton tickets on Broadway. But other than all of that, I mean, it's really not much going on the campus of Murphy High School.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh my goodness!
And when you look at the history of Murphy High School, what it is,
Yep.
what it's been through the years to the city of Mobile, pretty cool place.
We'll have 3 Player of the Game nominations at the end of tonight's game. And last week, our Player of the Game, Dallas Daffin for the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets, who got the win over Theodore. Saw him there on the touchdown run going out of the Wildcat. He kind of came in, gave him a spark offensively when he jumped into that Wildcat position.
Yeah, not many big plays were made in this game, but he made a few of them. And it was one of those games where it just took a few to get the win. Defensive struggle, 2 top teams in 7A down here, and McGill gets the win, and he's a big part, big reason.
Had that big reception as well. I think 65 yards that set up another score. So Dallas Daffin, our player of the game from Herc Reynolds, and tonight we will give you 3 players that you can vote on, and you can go to utv44.com to vote at the end of tonight's game, and we'll tell you next week who the player of the game was this week. And let's go back down on the field now as Amanda is back down there on the sidelines. Amanda.
That's right, Jim, and I'm here with someone from the home team and with Claire Menton, and she is over the academies here at the school. And you were talking to me a lot about what you guys have going on. So I want you to kind of tell people at home what the academy system is here on campus and what it means.
We developed academies that allow for students to get a taste of the careers. We want them to learn, sure, about math, science, English, history, but we also want them to know what engineering looks like, what does culinary look like, what does nursing look like. So we have 13 different pathways for the kids, anywhere from sports medicine to hospitality and tourism, and it gives them a taste and a connection into the industry.
All right, now that's really exciting. And also, you guys have an AP program for those advanced students. I always tried to get an AP, but Miss Claire, I wasn't there yet.
You know, we really pride ourselves with our AP program. It is one of our academies. A lot of kids want to get a head start and save money and take some college courses while they're in high school. We have 26 different courses. We had over 120 AP scholars, which we're really proud of right now. And, you know, more than college credit, it teaches them how to, you know, have a little grit and power through something and handle adversity. So, you know, when the kids come out of these programs, they're ready for life, no matter what throws their way.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I'm like, that's real life. That's the things that we deal with day to day working in the work fields. Now, also, I gotta mention that it's senior night here. Like, I'm hearing in the background, I'm seeing all the parents and all the seniors here celebrating, you know, their last year in high school. What does that mean?
You know, these kids have worked hard for 4 years. They've not just practiced for 4 years every day, in season, out of season, but they've tried to handle academics. After these late night games, they go home, they have tests they have to get ready for the next day, you know. They put in a lot of time and effort, and so it's important for us to celebrate them and their parents, their support group. You know, it's an exciting night for them, and we're proud of them.
Yes, and we are too. Claire Menton, thank you so much for joining me here on the sidelines. Jim, back to you.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Always great to hear everything going on at our featured schools every Friday night, aside from the football field. Halftime here at Baker. It's been a back-and-forth game so far, and Murphy has the lead 21-14. Got lots more to talk about at halftime. Maybe some highlights from around the country. We got peanut butter and jelly to talk about. We got first-half highlight stats, all that coming up right after this. Friday Night Rivals here on the campus of Baker High School. 7A Region 1 matchup. Murphy on top 21-14. And Baker may not be winning the scoreboard just yet, but I think they did have another part of the week that they've been victorious in. Right, Amanda?
That is true. Baker has been very victorious in winning our PB&J Blitz Challenge with Synovus Bank and, of course, feeding the Gulf Coast. And I'm here with Jackie Goodwin, who is the account executive of Synovus Bank, one of our sponsors. And, you know, they're in the community every week and every day, especially tonight, to present this check to Baker High School. Jackie, what does that mean for you and Synovus Bank?
Well, it's exciting that, you know, you put the effort forward to do something like this, and the schools, you know, just rally behind it. And, it's, you know, to date, it's far exceed our expectations as far as the volume. And congratulations to Baker, and especially the Key Club. I understand they've been big donors as far as peanut is concerned throughout the years, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to the Key Club. They actually collected 595 pounds of PB&J. Congratulations to you all. So here is your plaque. I want to present you with that plaque so you guys can hold that and put it somewhere special in the school. Now, the pounds that you guys collected was able to feed over 4,700 people here in the community. And in total, we were able to collect over 8,600 pounds of PB&J, which will feed over 6,900 people here in the Gulf Coast. So what does that mean for you guys, being representatives of this school?
You know, like we mentioned earlier, we love a little rivalry, we love a little competition, but in the end, to know that we're doing something for the community and giving back, that's what it's all about. So it means a lot that we're able to help people in need.
Yes, it does, and it means a lot for us to be here, to be able to present you this check in partnership with Synovus Bank to help feeding the Gulf Coast. Jim, back to you.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Congratulations to Baker High School, and Synovus doing a great job, and really a cool thing we started this year, and really glad to see everybody buying in and raising a lot of awareness, and also collecting a lot of peanut butter and jelly. Halftime score here, Murphy on top 21-14. We're just a few minutes away from kicking things off in the third quarter here on Andy Citron's Injury Attorneys Friday Night Rivals. Rolling out of halftime, you see our score 21-14, and it's been a close game, and glad we got there because it really, I think you got to give Baker some credit, Dan, because they fell behind 14-0 3 minutes into this one. They lost a game they were not expecting to lose last week down in the Bayou, so they kind of toughen themselves up after being down 14-0, and they did it after a big turnover off a punt.
Lockett was packing his stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to hang around. But they got it back together, and they played really good defense most of the rest of the half, and their offense came alive too.
Yeah, boy, Murphy came out guns a-blazing on the offensive side, had big holes up front, and they took advantage of it as early on in this one, just 3 plays into the game, Trent Craig ripped that one off for 57 yards, and it was kind of a sign of things to come early on.
Yeah, they blocked very well at the point of attack.
Yeah, gave him space to run, and he runs. And then after that, here comes Manley.
Yep, trap up the middle. He gets some blocks, and they're just looking at his backside.
He was a big part of that offense, and then a little trickery late in the second quarter to help get this one tied as Sumlin takes the pass, and then he takes it 51 yards for the touchdown, but Murphy marches it right back down the field on a 75-yard, 15-play drive, and Tanaka Scott gets the touchdown pass there. That was they had the 2 long plays on drive. That was the most impressive drive we saw tonight.
Yeah, Murphy just kind of played along with it throughout the first quarter, and then the second quarter it kind of got slowed up by the Baker defense, but from that point on, then they got a late touchdown, as you showed here earlier, going into the half to maintain the momentum and still take the lead here by 7 points.
You saw the stats were pretty even there as only a touchdown separates them. But boy, again, early on, this was all Murphy. Then Baker battled back, cut it to 14-7. Then they tied it, and then Murphy gets the late touchdown there to take the lead, and that's where they're at right now as 21-14 is our score. We're just about ready for the kickoff. His team, Rico Jackson, on top by 7. We'll come back and see if they can hold the lead as we start quarter number 3 right after this on Friday Night Rivals. We're just about ready to get this one underway. Baker will get the football back to start things off on the third quarter. 21-14, they're down. As we said, they rallied after falling down 14-0 quickly in this one. But, boy, some things out of both teams you like. And I think Alex Howell, the quarterback from Murphy, likes the way he controls the offense, gets him in and out of the huddle, and he's been impressive tonight here.
Well, you guys said, he's kind of like a coach on the field, and I've seen that as well. And that's really speaks volume for a guy being a junior. As I said earlier, imagine what he's going to be next year. He'll probably be calling his own plays, but it's great to have a quarterback because that's usually the centerpiece. That's usually where the leadership should come from, being able to be the general that he's been.
Yeah, and sometimes those plays don't get in there as quickly as you want. They had to burn some timeouts because of some of that. But you look at the Panthers now. They've got a chance to roll on through here and end up at 7-3 if they win their last 3, this being number 1 of those 3.
Yeah, and look, they've scored more points tonight than they have in the last 3 weeks. Look at they were
wow.
Yeah, they'd only scored 20 points in the last three games, and now they got
to be feeling good about themselves tonight now.
Yeah, got off to the quick start, and again, if they can hold off and get this win here tonight, you really like their chances playing at home the next 2 weeks. Foley and Alma Bryan, and suddenly you're 7-3 going into the playoffs, and even if you're that number 4 seed, there's going to be somebody else looking at you like, ooh, I'm not really excited to play Murphy.
No kidding. And what's impressive about Rico Jackson, too, is a younger head coach, but he understands the importance of putting a staff around him, and not a staff that he's familiar with, people he's known, a lot of these guys from up the state and kids he's coached.
His brother's on the staff.
His brother. But at the same time, I don't think he's one of these guys that lets his coaching staff get too comfortable.
Yep.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean everybody's got to be accountable. It's a job to do. You're judged on Friday nights. Do you win? Do you lose? He takes it very seriously. So as the head coach of the coaches, I think he does a good job.
And really didn't have to, establish the culture early on, bringing in all his own staff. Yep. Tellis Stone, former head coach, is his defensive coordinator. Justin Thomas, former head coach, is offensive coordinator.
Tellis, real likable guys,
yep.
too. Sure the kids take to him well.
This one will go all the way into the end zone as Hawkins lets it bounce that way, and Baker's offense will come back out here on senior night, led by senior quarterback Nick Summerlin. And while we got a moment, want to thank our friends at Foo-Sackley's for feeding our crew each and every week before the game here. And keep the Foo in football. Pick up a party tray of 100 or a sack of 20. Grab a sack or party tray on your way to a tailgate or to watch a game or come over to someone's house. And don't forget, grab some of that awesome lemonade.
Get me a sack, and I don't fake the Foo ever.
No.
It's not in your DNA, Vic.
No,
it's not what you do.
No, it's not.
He just kind of dozes off with a French fry hanging out of his mouth. Is what happens.
A little lemonade dribble on the chin. And,
Oh, yeah.
Have we painted a picture?
yeah. It's the late
Picture
game.
they don't want to see.
McMillan cuts it back and wrapped up there after a gain of 3, maybe 4 on first down. Jason McMillan, just a sophomore here. Over 600 yards in the season, and gave him a little spark when he went to Wildcat there to get him on the boards with their first touchdown tonight.
After the fumble, they recovered it down around the 20-yard line, and they had those yards. They had a grind in there, and he did a great job at Wildcat at quarterback.
Look for the big tight end. End of the line on the bottom of your screen, that's Collier. 4 receivers up to the top of the screen. They go out that way. Quick pass and a flag. That one did not work as it was drawn up on the playbook, on the playboard.
Gain the yard.
Yeah, Williams got wrapped up there. We'll see the flag on the far side right where they made the catch. And with those 4 receivers there, you're thinking maybe that's going to be a hold out on the edge.
Some kind of blocking infraction. One of the two.
Tim Porter, our referee, talking about the Metro by T-Mobile flag. It does look like it's going against Murphy. There's not a lot of flags in this game. It's going against Baker, excuse me.
This one's going to hurt.
Yeah, back him all the way back down to the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up.
During the play, holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
I'll be honest with you, the two teams offensively, they can get off schedule and still recover. I think Murphy would be the better of the two teams. For Baker, it's a little tougher, like pulling teeth, to get these yards back.
Yeah, Summerlin's thrown 12 interceptions on the year, so now you worry about that being pinned back all the way at your own 10 on 2nd and 20. Summerlin rolls up. He wants to keep it, and up the middle, and quickly swallowed up there. It looked like he had something, but then it didn't take long before Napoleon Colston able to wrap him up and bring him down.
Impressed with the Murphy defense, Vic.
Yeah, they're playing really well, on the same page, on the same sheet of music. Only gave up really, something that was egregious was that big trick play.
Yeah, 20-yard drive after the fumble or thereabouts, and then the trick play, they caught him off guard. Otherwise, they've been very sound.
3rd and 17. Someone drops back, quickly able to get that one off and complete as Leonard Richards has it, and not even back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 4th and 11.
See what I'm saying about for Baker against this Murphy defense? It's tough sledding. They just really can't afford to get into. Nobody usually can, but tonight I don't think they're equipped to do much. The odds are against them against this Murphy defense.
Yeah, Marion, the leading tackler for the Panthers, comes up with another one. And Javante Carter will stand in Hornet territory.
They're going to give him excellent field position. Murphy.
Well, those penalties really hurt on that drive. Or the penalty, I should say. Not a great kick. This one off the side of his foot. And
well, I thought the field position would be a little better than that.
45-yard line. Still great chance to start at another 3 and out for Baker. And we've used that phrase a lot here tonight.
Well, Murphy's on their way to potentially a 300-yard rushing night. So there is no bad field position when you're owning the offensive line like that, the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're creating good field position, right?
Comes the Panther offense again. Howell fakes to Manley, now fires, and he's able to get that one to Milton for his first catch of the night. That's going to be good for the first down.
Yeah, they're really high on this young man here, and that's very good execution by him, running that slant He's over there with single coverage, no safety high. If he would have got him leading a little bit more, he may be still running.
All right, we heard what Coach Jackson had to say leaving the field with Amanda. She also caught up with Coach Norman. What do you have to say, Amanda?
Yes, I did, and he definitely said that they have made some adjustments defensively. You know, that Murphy has been kind of stepping on their weak side, and they have to get better run protection. And then on the offensive side, he said they need to connect more with their tight end, number 88, and actually get him open so that they can make some major plays.
Here's
Jim?
Manley looking for another one to add to that big rushing total Dan just talked about. Touchdown Panthers. 38 yards.
Almost looked kind of like that counter trey.
Yep.
And then he just gets that kick out block and then that fold by the guard.
Yeah,
and then he's just open
right.
there. And then he breaks the time.
Yeah, if he has to, and that time he had to a little bit, but basically, yeah, it's just, yeah, he did break one right there. But yeah, I mean, what doesn't show up, you talk about Manley and the yards he's rushed for, but let's celebrate what they're doing up front.
Absolutely.
These guys, they're not going to get their name online at al.com, but
yeah, Carlos Wheat, Douglas Boyce.
His second 38-yard touchdown run of the night. He's now up to $122.
Marquise Jackson, Jalen Haston,
and that man,
Miles Boyd, all giving him room to run.
Petey Manley with his second score of the night, and Murphy doubling up the Hornets early in quarter number 3. Murphy band with reason to cheer as their Panthers now up for their second 14-point lead of the night on our Raise the Roof cam by Metal Roofing and Supply. And this kickoff squirts to the far side. Hawkins, wow, lets it get by him, and it goes into the end zone. Now you're Baker. You kind of got yourself off the deck after you're down 2 scores early in this one. Now you got to do it again, and really you need this one tonight in the playoff races. You see what they've got coming up against them. Next week they go to the Lip to take on the number 2 ranked team in the state, McGill-Tulane, and then a matchup against Mary G and Sims to close things out. So tonight they weren't looking ahead or said they wanted to focus on tonight, but they gotta dig down again here.
yeah, good luck next week, because McGill doesn't as much play games as they just conduct clinics. You know, you go into the Lip and they just say, here's how you play football right here.
Summerlin inside give, and
That
McMillan
cutback was not a good decision.
Yeah, McMillan tried to go back there, and Nettles,
This big guy in there, though, give him a bear hug.
293.
I don't want 293 hugging me like that.
Yeah, I think we're all a little choosy about that kind of thing.
Change up some personnel here on second.
But you talk to coaches before you actually see a team, and they'll say, man, Murphy's got some dudes up front. And then you see him on the field pick, and you say, yeah,
you're right.
There's a dude, there's a dude.
Uh-huh.
Play clock down at 2. Summerlin gets it off and now throws off the back foot and had to get that one away. There's pressure coming again in 3rd and 9. And boy, they had to feel like they've just been behind the sticks all night long here.
Yeah, and anything they do with the quarterback really has got to be getting out of his hands real quick. This defense is not allowing him any time to just sit back there and look at anything downfield.
Yeah, the coverage is there, the rush is there, so no options.
Yep.
When you're in pass. A couple of times he's just tried to get out, so they're going to get him for intentional grounding here. Had a discussion, and yep.
Wow. That's a killer.
It did
now.
get to the line of scrimmage, but there was not a receiver at all in the area, and I noticed that because I was trying to see who was he trying to complete the pass to.
That's a tough one on that. I mean, that's a loss of down.
And there's a possibility of him being outside the tackle box, but I actually don't know if that
In high
rules
school,
in effect
yeah, right.
is in high school.
Metro by T-Mobile flag here. Let's watch.
He's well out of it for sure.
There's no penalty on the play. There was a receiver in the area.
Well, they found one.
So it'll remain just 3rd and 9.
I thought the only receivers were the Murphy coaches.
Yeah, I thought maybe a Murphy receiver grabbing a break on the sideline who's over there. Take advantage of the break.
Summerlin 3rd and long for the Hornets. Looking right, wants something over the middle, and he's able to get that one complete, and a good surge afterwards to pick up the first down.
Wow. Nice job, nice execution right there by the quarterback and receiver there.
Nobles
catch this football all hands again. Not easy, guys.
Yeah. Nobles not be able to hold one earlier, but he's got that one, but then had to fight for the few extra to get the first down.
He had a defender on his back, had to get 2 yards to get the first down, and he got it. That's a get out of jail right there.
So a new set of downs from just past the 30. Summerlin going to keep this one. On the left side, bounces to the outside and tries a little stiff arm and picks up 6.
Shows off his athleticism again there, huh? Not really, really fast, not really, really quick. I will say effective.
Yep. Kind of glides along. He doesn't try to overdo it. Not a bad little stiff arm at the end.
Very effective with the stiff arm.
So he gets 6.
He knows he's in a karate fight every time he takes that snap against his Murphy defense tonight.
Solon looking to pass again, comes back to the near side, and that's Williams, and Williams with a nice little move, and he's got some quicks, and he's got a first down in the Panther territory, the 46.
That's a play that's been dictated by the Murphy defense. Vic, explain that right there.
I mean, that was perfectly executed, I think, by Baker right there. They got the action going to the other side, but come back this way. Good blocking up front, big 77. Just get in somebody's way. Let the receiver bob and weave.
Yeah, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands that quickly, and a pass rush isn't going to disrupt that.
He picks up 18.
Good skill on the receiving end of that play, too.
Yeah. Credit Coach Norman. They're putting some stuff together here and stringing together a drive.
Williams really split all the way out to the top of the screen, motion to the near side. They give not much going on there. Is trying to come around to Hawkins, the sophomore, and Hawkins was bottled up quickly there by Colston. It's 1 on first down.
Really impressed with Murphy's effort tonight. They go at it pretty hard. Not that Baker's not, but
well, Baker's offense, I can tell you, on this drive is looking like he's got life. Maybe the defense needs to play a little bit better, but they can put both sides of the ball together. They may have a lot more success.
Williams comes quickly set on the backfield. Play clock down inside 5, and fake to Williams. Out to the far side, Hawkins. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Might lose one.
Yeah, he didn't get much help from his compadre in terms of some blocking there, but he did all he could. He caught the football and turned it up the field.
Yeah, and you might be able to block 1. You can't block 2 or 3. And Murphy definitely was in place, and they pursued so quickly to the ball.
Yeah.
They do lose 1, so 3rd and 10. Javante Carter with the tackle.
Quad formation down the bottom.
And let's see, I think Murphy take the timeout here as we're
Murphy. Yeah, I didn't like that formation either. I mean, they weren't lined up, and playing defense, first things first is lining up.
You're an offensive coordinator. You hate when they call that timeout, don't you? You're like, ooh,
I got you.
Yeah, I've been waiting all night to use this.
Yes, and then it's like, nope, I'm not going to let you get a cheap one on me.
We're going to take the timeout here to stop. Tell us Stone saying, Coach, we need a timeout on this one. More of our friends on our Friday Night Rivals every Friday night. Greer's, they hadn't been with us since 1916, but it's close. They've been with us a long time as we've been doing this on Friday nights, thanks to all the fine folks at Greer's. Also, Craneworks. And Metro by T-Mobile. We could not have penalty flags if it weren't for Metro by T-Mobile. And what kind of game would that be? 3rd and 10 here for the Hornets. Rico Jackson and his team.
You know, that may be what Murphy needed. You know, you guys talk about he's got his own staff there. They may needed one of those good cleaning houses.
That was one of the things Coach Jackson was insistent upon. Say, hey, I want to bring in my own guys as quickly Jay Sean McMillan can't hold that one. And boy, he had some room, and he was going to be able to pick up the first down, it looked like.
He had a chance because they did not cover him over the middle. They were all dropped back a little bit further back by the sticks. So he had a shot, and they're going to probably go for it here on 4th down.
But like you said, Jim, you know, Rico May wanted to bring his own folks in. You know, sometimes when you got these schools with tradition and they carry over a ton, you just don't want to carry it over.
So they're bringing in Landon Lowry to punt, but he's also the backup quarterback. You see, maybe we got some type of punt on, a little fake on here. It is. Fires near side, and it's incomplete as Scott came up and made a hit from behind. Yeah, they brought in as not the regular punter. That was Landon Lowry who came in.
Good eyes, Jim. You're in the playbook, huh?
That was
Were you in the coaches meeting this week?
I was not, but just
I was gonna see how they get you off that boat.
See here, he had a chance to complete it, and Scott, who's big, tall, wide receiver, just came up and knocked that one away.
Boy, Scott very aware on that play. Give him a lot of credit. That was
had
a play
to turn into an instant DB, huh?
And he did it. You know, that was a play after the timeout. So they had to be very aware, the punt return team, that something could be up. And man, they were ready.
I'm sure those coaches were screaming at the top of their lungs, "Watch the fake! Watch the fake!"
Don't they always scream that, Vic?
They think it is a lot.
A little razzle-dazzle is looking to come on the throwback, but not going to do it this time as pressure from the outside able to come in by Andrew.
They wanted to throw back to the quarterback, but Baker had the quarterback covered.
Yeah.
And then the rush got to the receiver here before he could launch it. Right there. Nothing he could do.
Yeah, Carstarfin able to make the stop there. And
so that gets Murphy way off schedule there.
Yeah. Almost to Airport Boulevard.
They felt good enough about themselves at this point of the game where they're going to try something exotic like that and try to catch Baker completely off. And
they were not snoozing.
No, great play by Andrew.
Howell gives it off. Manley on the far side. He'll get some of that back, but not quite up to the original line of scrimmage.
Rico might be kicking himself a little bit the way they've run the ball.
Yep. They'll bring up 3rd and 14.
Hooligans in the box! Hooligans! Hooligans! Hooligans!
So they're not calling out the student body, which are the Baker hooligans here that do such a great job.
Special team.
Got it. But the hooligans, I'd want some of them on special teams. They look like good special teams guys. 3rd and 14.
Get the return team ready if they don't make this first down.
Howell just gives it off to Manley, and he got a big pop there as Jaden Blackman, the middle linebacker, came in to make the stop.
All right, well, the trick play got them totally off schedule and behind the sticks, and from there they didn't even get close to getting back to a first down.
No.
So Baker is able to live and survive the unsuccessful fake.
Yeah, but Manley hands out migraines like the Junior League hands out thank you cards. I mean, you're going to walk away from this game thinking, okay.
Williams back deep. Scott did a good job to get that one off, but careens out of bounds on the far side. So we talked about it's been a bit of a drought out here at Baker since a playoff win. They hadn't had one since 1984. Billy Odom was the head coach, big buddy of Henry Hardy's, our friend.
I've got my guess.
All right, so Dan Brennan, give us a guess.
Because of tonight's event that we're watching right now, why not it be Murphy?
That's the guess. What do you have to say?
I got McGill.
You got McGill, and you both are
wrong.
not correct. How about Biger?
Wow, okay.
25-20, they beat Biger in round 1 of the playoffs back in '84.
Well, we were in the same, we weren't even in the same city. That's Pritchard, my hometown.
So
pretty close, Vic.
Close, not the same city. Same county, how about that?
St. Ambrose.
Baker brings it back out here. Summerlin, a flag. Summerlin rolling out. He's going to keep this one, and he'll go out of bounds, and we'll see if he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost one, but we'll see what this flag is here. And if it's against Baker, Murphy may just decide to take the play and get the down. He lost one, maybe got back to the line. We'll see. Metro by T-Mobile flag. Of course, you can switch now for the best deal in wireless. Tim Porter talking about, you think I should make the switch? You think I should? Think I should do it?
Well, he's got that little star on his chest. It kind of makes me think he's the sheriff.
Well, the white hat, he is the white hat. The sheriffs didn't wear black hats back in the day, Vic Lockett. They always had the white hat on.
I think you're not a historian. You're just going by movies. No, offside.
Offside against.
You got to take that.
Murphy, sure, they were lined up when that ball was snapped. So we'll take the penalty, bring up 1st and 5.
Oh, yeah, you got to take that.
And certainly after that play gained no yards, you'll take the 5 yards.
Offsides on the defensive team lined up in the neutral zone. It's 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
I think it's 1st down still. Tim?
I do believe it is still 1st down.
You and I think so. Clearly. Let's go.
There you go.
There we go.
He was listening to you, Jim.
Broadcast is piped into the referee's earbud.
Some nights that's good. Other nights that would not go over all that well. 1st and 5, just. Give McMillan, wow, again.
Too much penetration there.
So you had.
He's playing totally on Baker's side of the football.
Houston,
Murphy is.
Houston made the tackle. Amanda's down on the sidelines. Do I hear like international news? You had some international news now, Amanda?
You know what? That's right, Jim. And I know you guys are always up in the box talking about everybody on social media that's watching International League, but we have some international people here. Actually, it's the Roykin Eagles. So Coach Patterson on Baker's side actually went to Germany 2 years ago to actually teach them how to play football. So they're here tonight to support their team.
Wow,
Jim?
that's cool. I bet Coach Norman had a great time in Germany, and they're coming back here to check him out as now they heave it down the far side, able to get it complete. As Sumlin tossed that one up and able to get the completion to Isaiah Dixon, his 10th of the season.
50-50 ball, and Baker comes up with it.
20-yard gain. And
one-on-one out there and completes a long pass to set Baker up in great field position.
It's time to wave the giant German flag now on the Baker's sideline after a play
Prost
like that.
On that,
yeah,
toast.
Right.
Dixon, big target at 6'1". First time they've really looked his way tonight.
What a big play.
Yep. Up to the.
They're going to take a timeout. They were trying to get a play in and they couldn't decide what they were going to get in. So
you got to get points on this drive.
You'd like to.
It's inside 2 minutes down here on the third. That was a 24-yard gain, not just 20 on the previous completion there for Summerlin.
I'll tell you what, Baker's got some fight in them. There's no quit in them.
I agree.
I think they're a little bit overmanned, but they're working with what they have and trying to have some success with it.
I agree 100%, and it's not been as easy for them to move the ball, whereas Murphy's really been able to line up and run it almost whenever they've wanted to. They kind of took themselves out of the last drive by trying something really cute, which you can't blame them. I mean, they had a 2-touchdown lead. They're going to take a shot, but it ended up with a big loss, and they got behind. But anytime Murphy starts their drive at 1st and 10 and just runs the ball, they're usually in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Whereas for Baker, Jim, they've had a kind of, it's been a bigger tussle for them, for their offense to get going. So a lot of effort on their side, and they might have to be a little more with the ingenuity than Murphy really needs.
And Coach Norman will take that great effort out of his guys, maybe overmatched, but if you give me 100%, he'll take that all day.
Well, Coach Norman is one of those guys where you can see a team giving it 100%.
Absolutely.
Because, man, we talked a lot about Rico tonight, but Coach Norman is really somebody that really gets these kids going.
Turning around on the near side is Williams looking to turn the corner, and he does. He's got the touchdown.
That's the effort he's talking about,
How
right?
about that? Yeah, great blocking again.
There's people on the ground with yellow pants on.
Yep. And that hasn't happened every play, but it happened this time. And now we got one of the Panthers down.
And not talking about that injury, talking about doing the play.
I'm wondering
you saw that?
I'm wondering if there was a block in the back there.
Got a He got up after the injury. You see that was a little less, covered a lot of ground coming from all the way to the far side, and then a little slow down there, set up a block, and then once he turned the corner, the speedy Williams able to get to the corner first, and Baker again the chance to pull back within 7. And Peyton England sends one right over our Friday Night Rivals banner to make this a 28-21 lead. And let's see here.
No, I guess that was a...
Yeah, it was right in the, it was forward.
Yeah.
And that was the one I was talking about, getting some folks on the ground. And that's where you have to be successful on offense. When you get some defenders on the ground, and, you know, if you can get 3 of them, let alone 2, you're in good shape.
All right, now your defense needs to come up, needs to bounce back a little bit here, Vic Lockett, come up with a stop and get the ball back in your offense's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, offense picked it up. Now the defense needs to pick it up. And like I said earlier, you know, if we can get both fences playing tough and giving the effort at the same time, they'll have a lot more success, and they certainly need it at this juncture in the game.
I don't think that Murphy will see what happens after they get the ball. I doubt seriously they're going to do Baker the favor of trying to trick play on first down. They've just run it too well. But look at that drive.
3 has been the magic number on play drives here tonight. This one, 58 yards, was set up by the big pass from Summerlin to Dixon up the far side, and goes just
somebody needs to go to the casino with this and use 3.
3's the number. Also, don't forget about that penalty on first down that gave him a 1st and 5, when otherwise it would have been 2nd and 12.
Yep. So just a minute 25 off the clock, and Williams with the touchdown.
Great job by the Hornets. Great answer.
Tanner, the big leg, will send this one to Jacoby Jones, and Jones now spins. Nowhere to go, and Jones took that one away. And
I think Deshaun Brooks wanted to get his chance to hear Jim Cox call his name on a return.
Deshaun's feelings are a little bit hurt.
He was disappointed.
Yeah. Sometimes you see a kick that gets muffed. He was miffed.
Oh, no.
Nobles.
This young man's okay.
Looks like he's holding a shoulder.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Let's pray that young man's okay.
We were talking about clavicle injuries on the pregame show. Hopefully that's not.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not one of those.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a power run here, guys. Call me crazy.
With the man Manley.
We'll give it off. Craig lost the football. Recovered by the Panthers. Bounced right into Jaden Blackman's hands, and a great break for the Hornets as they've got it at the 16-yard line, and the senior linebacker Blackman, as Craig just didn't take that pitch cleanly, and it one hopped right to Blackman.
There's a team that's run it well, very well, all night.
It was Manley, just a handoff.
Yeah, Manley's the lead block, and I think Craig just kind of took his eyes off of that, and maybe he didn't present the right pocket for the.
Well, I think he saw the rush coming at him,
think so
and then
too.
he took his eyes off it, like you said, and you know, just did not get the exchange.
Blackman's second fumble recovery tonight.
That'll put you in the player of the game conversation.
Has, got him thinking.
Yeah, now they go back to the Wildcat with McMillan. McMillan keeps it on the right side and is trying to get out to the corner, but not much doing there. As linebacker Karan Marion able to make yet another tackle.
Kind of ran in the direction of Butler too, which is not always advised.
Yeah, they've tried to everything take him out of the plays here tonight. We have not called his number a lot because they've been going so often away from him. The ultimate sign of respect. McMillan gives it off. It's Williams again. Can he get to the corner once more? Instead, he's to the 6. But it's going to be very close for a 1st and goal situation here.
And to your point, Jim, that was opposite from where the guy that's got all these the attention, Jamari Butler. They ran away from him, and they've had more success on that side.
Mark him. Nope, they are going to give him the first down. So 1st and goal for the Hornets. Jay-Sean McMillan, again, he has thrown it 3 times this year, all 3 touchdowns, which tells you this red zone is where he'll do it here.
Look for 88, tight end, who's going to throw it.
McMillan instead decides to keep it, tries to dance in inside the 5, and kinds of Panthers there, including Nettles.
That's going to do it for the quarter, Jim.
Where's that? Well, let's see. We get a whistle. We get an injured Panther.
Okay.
Down there. I think that's Wayne Houston.
Oh, hey, I don't like to see that, especially late in the ball game or any point in the ball game with these kids. Yeah, let's hope he does not anything serious. He's been playing a pretty good football game too thus far, and I know the coaches, Coach Jackson, don't want to lose him.
Clogging up the middle, man. Houston on the edge, and I didn't see the block that took him down.
Look at that right leg of that young man.
54, right there he is. And it looks like his own player lands on the back of his leg.
He fell down in an awkward position, and then on top of that, one of his own teammates on top of him.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get up. Hopefully he'll put some weight on that. That leg, it doesn't look like it, is he?
Coach Jackson out there to check on his player.
He'll make it over there. Hopefully it's...
Yeah, let's pray that that's nothing serious.
Yeah,
and he's able to get back over there and get him some power and get back in the game and compete. Doesn't look that way at the moment.
I know we all watch a lot of football, and thinking of that game last night, I'd never seen someone have their kneecap put back in place on the field. Have you ever seen that on a?
I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
that, but I'll tell you what, I thought that was a win to see that, because it could be so much worse. And you know, you've seen much worse.
Oh, and you saw how much pain. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. You saw how much pain he was in when he was down on the field, and then they popped it back in, and when they didn't have to bring the cart out, it was like, oh, that's a good sign.
See, and one of those pains is like a few seconds and then it's over.
Yeah. Through 3 quarters here. 2nd and goal coming up for the Baker Hornets. They're looking to tie that guy's team. Murphy on top 28-21 as we head to the 4th here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz on the sideline. Jared Kihas in the truck, and our great UTV 44 crew, including our statistician David Sharp here with us as we start the 4th. 2nd and goal. Someone look at make it McMillan, trying to pass there, and he was looking for Collier, and there's a flag in the end zone.
You think it's going to be a hole?
He was looking for Collier to come open the whole time there, the big tight end.
There was a lot of heat on him as well, so he didn't have a nice pocket to make any kind of delivery.
Well,
looks like to me he just kind of got out of his hands.
He did, and but there was one guy in the pattern, and so the referees had a clear to look to see if he was interfered with. And that's the big guy that tried to sneak out. Maybe he got held.
During the play, holding on the defensive team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. We'll replay. 2nd down.
Collier, the guy, the big kid in the screen, that's who they were holding, and you can see why. He can be a real headache down
And a
deep.
handful.
Yeah, anytime you got 6'5", 6'4",
6'6",
because the rest of the kids are usually around 5'6", 5'7".
McMillan stays in at quarterback here, stays 2nd and goal. McMillan on the keeper on the right side, puts his shoulder down. He's in for his 2nd score of the night. Baker twice down 2 scores.
Knots it up here, huh?
Come back off the mat and
with the extra point that is.
They're an England PAT away from tying this one up.
Boy, again, good blocking up front. Collier is part of that. They moved Murphy off the line.
Yep. PAT by England is good. And
could the injury have played into that? Got the big man on the sideline and then say, hey, let's run it up in there.
Good point, Vic Lockett. So 28-28 is the score with our Raise the Roof cam. And it's been 2 touchdowns each way all night. Murphy on top 14-0. And Baker came back to tie it. Then Murphy took a 28-14 lead, and now Baker's come back and tied at 28.
We've been doing this a long time. I don't know if we've seen a team come back from 2 touchdowns down twice in the same game.
Right.
Tough to do.
Had a lot of time to do it.
Credit that man right there in the screen.
As they were down 2 scores just 3 minutes into this game.
That's a good point, too.
Not letting his team get down, keeping the kids in the game and keeping them believing and knowing, hey, we could play with these guys if we just eliminate our mistakes and play hard and hustle like they were doing.
Second time the Hornets have been able to take advantage of a fumble to get a short field and punch it in. One was on a punt and that one was on a handoff, and this one just 4 plays from 16 yards. You're going back to Coach Norman and talking about keeping his kids. You know, he's a high-energy guy.
Ooh, man.
High-energy kids.
He is, isn't he?
They really love him.
His motor's running when he's asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they relate to him, and he relates to the kids.
There's no idol in that engine.
No, nor a governor. Like it's
no.
It's nothing is getting
He's
throttled back.
As fun a guy to talk with
Yep.
as we have in the coaching profession down here.
And this one goes into the end
That's
zone.
a good ball there.
Yep.
It could have went out of bounds there, but it stayed in bounds.
As the Murphy offense comes back out, now they had a bad drive and then they had a turnover, and we'll see what they can do here early in the 4th in a tie game. Metal Roofing Center and Supply, one of our great partners here on Friday Night Rivals, along with Barrow Fine Furniture. And Herc Reynolds, Pro Solutions, they help us out with our broadcasting each night. There's some equipment here. Powell will keep this one in his hand with a flag right at the get-go there. If that's a hold, that's a quick hold.
It was. Somebody was beat off the line real quick. Huh?
Exactly. He surrendered. No, it's a
Chop block. Yeah.
Chop block. Yeah, 2 guys engaged on 1 player.
So we
protect against that.
We saw Baker get themselves in a jam, get backed up like this, and now Murphy does the same thing with another Metro by T-Mobile flag.
I mean, it's anybody's ball game at this point. It's basically 0-0.
Yep.
During the play, block below the waist on the offense. Penalty is 10 yards or half the distance. Replay first down.
1st and 20. Let's see here. So we see like Dan said, maybe somebody.
I seen one of the linemen go down, but I didn't see him engaged.
But it drew the ire of Tim Porter quickly. As Howell fires that one over the middle for a gain of 5, is slipping down to make the catch. Khalil Johnson, his 3rd catch of the season.
Well, a lot of points in this one. I don't think we saw this coming.
I agree. We thought, gotta be more of a. I think both teams would have rather just been able to come out and pound the football here tonight, but so we've seen some more balls go up in the air. 2nd and 15 with 3 receivers. Down to the near side for Howell. Looking that way the whole way now. Tries to float out, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped down all the way back at the 6-yard line. As just could not get
coverage sack there to me.
Away, yeah. He was trying to get off, and suddenly nobody opened downfield and able to come in.
He was looking downfield as well.
Yeah. Jorian O'Kelly, the junior, fought off a block, stays on the play, and gets him from behind.
He went through his 1st progression to his 2nd. The 2nd had 2 receivers in the same area, and they were both blanketed.
Yeah, they were way downfield, too, at that point.
So now you're 3rd and 22. If you're Murphy, you're thinking, all right, maybe we just need a safe play, draw something here, punt the ball. If you're Baker, you're thinking, well, we could flip the field and get a chance to have the first lead of the night tonight.
How about Manley?
Rolling out of the end zone, quickly fired off, and
wow,
another loss of 1 with a great open field.
That is great D by that Baker defense. So they have woke up as well.
Keltrick, Britford able to make the stop.
Nice play. Try to get that bubble screen going. Sometimes that bubble screen can be a big play for the offense or the defense. That time it was a big play for the defense.
Yeah, so Scott will stand a yard from the back of his own end zone, and you got DeMarquez Williams up the 35-yard line with pressure coming, and Scott got it off. Williams takes it at the 32 and Good coverage by the Panthers, but great field position.
Absolutely.
At the 35-yard line of Murphy is where Baker will take over. And as we said, a chance for them to take their first lead of the night. Our Scholastic athlete of the night from Baker, Jordan Porter, senior. 4.23 GPA. Swimming is the sport of choice. National Honor Society, Key Club, leadership team. Plans to study Vic's old major, engineering.
Yeah.
At Mississippi State. So
the only thing I engineered was a football.
Congratulations,
practice,
Jordan, on being our Scholastic athlete of the week from Baker High School.
Well, first downs have been big in this game, and I mean in a negative way in many of these drives.
Summerlin looking to give his team the lead. Middle of the field, some contact back there, and no flag as he was trying to go back to Dixon, who just had the big catch on the last drive. Ooh, you like those calls to go for it. Try to get the lead after the change of possession there. It was a pretty good ball by Summerlin. Let's see. Hard to...
Yeah, it was single coverage, then it turned into triple all of a sudden just by the speed of Murphy's defensive backs.
Yep.
Isaac Williams back there in the coverage.
But now, again, first down, this is where it's been so crucial. Now you're 2nd and 10, and you haven't run it all that well. Enough.
McMillan will take the give, and on the left side kind of puts his head down, and the ball came loose at the end of that play, and they're saying that McMillan was down.
Yeah, he kind of slipped on his cut there. When he turned it up, it was just Panthers there.
And now you're 3rd and 10 again.
Yep. There you go. You don't blame him for taking a shot on first down at all, Jim. That's not, I'm not being critical of that at all. All I'm saying is it has played a big role.
On both sides.
Yeah, and either
challenge flag,
negative yards or.
Oh, so he's going to challenge and say that. So Coach Jackson is going to challenge us to say that he wasn't down the fumble. So, I mean, I don't know how many cameras they're using for the replay system.
I think it's one.
And so the camera's going to be on this side of the field. It's going to be on the home side.
Well, I don't think he wanted to take it in, so he said, hey, this may be the opportunity to use it. So Fourth quarter, 8 minutes left in the game.
So it'll be his second time out if he doesn't get it. I'm just saying, with the fumble that was on the far side in a pile of bodies, if you got one camera over here, that's going to be, you would think, tough to sort out and see.
And reverse.
Right. So
there will be no challenge on the play. Baker's ball will be 2nd down.
Again, Vic.
You talked him out of it.
Well, we got the headset. The coaches listening to us up here as well.
All right. Well, he maintains his challenge, maintains his timeouts, and
but he
did take it from here.
He did get the practice of throwing the flag. Very important.
Oh, wait a second.
3rd and 10.
It should be 3rd down. Did he say 3rd?
Yeah, this 3rd by the down mark.
All right.
Devin Nobles in the slot. Williams to the bottom of the screen, and Summerlin will roll that way. Look into the sideline, and he's able to get it complete at the 21.
Nice.
First down, able to get it complete as Williams was there, and I think Nobles was bummed that he thought that pass was going to be out of his reach and didn't realize he had his buddy right behind him.
Yeah, one low, one high, and the high receiver comes down with it, does a great job sitting on his butt to make it complete.
Fortunate for Baker as well.
Big time catch.
And he didn't get a hand on it, diving for that.
Right.
Or he would have broke it up. He didn't realize that he had Williams, the leading receiver, back behind him. So 3rd and 10, and they compete.
Know that high-low route.
And McMillan back at quarterback. Sean McMillan up the middle, and now he breaks free from a tackle, cuts it back again, still on his feet. Finally, Javante Carter will bring him down. McMillan not afraid to stick his nose right up in there. We've seen that tonight.
And he sticks his nose in there, and he spins and cleans his nose and come out of it.
Yeah. All I do is sneeze on the air.
He got 3 on first down.
With a sneeze.
Yeah, we'll give him 4 actually, and
he's a physical runner, Jim, for a sophomore.
Yep.
Man.
Gives it again, Williams on the right side down to the 10-yard line. He's going to have a first down. for the Hornets. They've had some success.
Would you say Baker's putting together an 8-minute drive, Jim?
They would love nothing more to burn the final 7.5 from the 10 here.
Good luck with that. Yeah. The math does not work out, but again, they're giving Murphy some of their own medicine right here.
We'll keep McMillan in at quarterback.
Try to draw him off sides.
Trying. Now he's going to have to hurry. Play clock down to 40. You can see McMillan looking at his wristband. Now they set him in motion. They did not get it off. Wow, wow, wow. So the play came in. You saw McMillan. And again, McMillan he's a Wildcat quarterback, so he's looking down at his wristband to get the play, make sure he's got it. And to what you've said a couple of times here, Dan, when that play is slow to get in, especially if you're not your every down quarterback, wow, it's a killer.
Before the snap, dead ball, delay a game on the offense, 5-yard penalty. We're going to replay first down.
I've just been noticing more on the college level, Jim, just watching college football on Saturdays. You see that a lot, and it's not the quarterback's fault.
No, that's definitely on the sideline.
If it's part of the 7.5-minute drive plan, I get it, but I don't think that was. Give on the far side. So first and goal from the 15, and not much there on first down.
I got to say, and he keeps showing up in the picture, you still have a 6'6" athletic tight end. And if you want to pop a little pass.
Well, I think they've been trying to hit him. It just hadn't been there. And, you got to credit Murphy because most of the times they've been trying to hit at him.
Yep.
Yeah.
The rushes got to the quarterback or the passer.
Yeah, and you notice him every time he's out there. Is Shawan Manuel with a great tackle on that last one. McMillan on the right side. And that hole closed up quickly. And a third and goal from about the 12.
They ran off the backside of Collier right there. The tight end acting as tight ends often do, blocking down, and he did his job. Nice play by Murphy to minimize that.
All right, so you thinking about potential fourth and goal. England's got a good strong leg. He's got the wind at his back, and the wind has died down some here. As it appears we've survived Nestor on this Friday night.
Oh,
that'd be my guess.
Still.
McMillan on third and goal, and he goes on a hard count. It looks like they're going to pick up 5.
They did get it this time, huh? It's going to be offsides against the Panthers, so they'll get a cheap 5.
So third and goal from the 7.
Dead ball, offsides on the defense. Penalty's 5 yards. We're going to replay third down. We're going to take a timeout at this moment for media.
Wow.
Thank you.
We didn't ask for that, but
the gift from the stripes on the field.
Thank you, referee Porter. So third and goal coming up from the 7. We're tied here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Amanda Booz in the sideline. Jared Kihos and her entire crew here. Third and goal from the 7. Baker is trailed by 2 touchdowns twice. They've never led in this game. And now they bring Summerlin back in at quarterback. Dan says, watch out for the big tight end, 88. Summerlin rolls out, looking, has some room up the sidelines, looking, and now he's going to have to step out of bounds. Boy, so he stepped out of bounds all the way back at the 12 to add more distance on the field goal try.
Mistake right there.
Yeah, he was so focused on who was where in the end zone, he really lost his way on the sideline.
And I think he also looked down and realized how close he was to the sideline. You saw him kind of try to put the brakes on here. So this will be a 29-yard attempt for Peyton England.
I got to say, though, he didn't turn it over. He didn't throw it into traffic, and they lived to try and kick a field goal to take the lead.
The first lead of the night from 29. And England splits them right down the middle.
Between the trees. You know, those trees been back there the same size since when I played here. I don't know, it's really weird. They don't grow behind the goalposts.
Maybe it's all relative, Vic Lockett. Maybe you're the same size now as the tree as well. But how about, hey, Peyton England with a 29-yard field goal try, which was good, now gives Baker their first lead of the game with 5.5 to go. And now you got to see a Murphy team pick themselves up off the mat a little bit.
Yeah, we do. And this is a team that there's the Metal Roofing Center raised their roof, Cam, and they've got something to be excited about on the Baker sideline for the first time tonight, sharing a lead.
Yep.
But Baker, think about this. There's Coach Steve Norman, got happier than he's showing right now. He's happy inside. This team fell behind 14-0 in the first 3 minutes.
Yep.
And
After losing to a winless Alma Bryant team last week.
Yeah. Winless no more.
Right.
And then they fell behind again, 28-14. It just felt like Murphy was beginning to assert themselves again in the second half, and the team wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, well, we said it, Baker. There's no quit in this team, and that's what you want to have out of a football team. You want to see some effort, no quit, and going towards the game. So trying to win the football game.
9 plays, 35 yards. Peyton Engel with the field goal, and Baker with a lead. Tanner high kick. This one is shorter. Jacoby Jones takes it, and he's immediately upended. Murphy with just 1 first down here in the second half. Yeah, they're going to need some of that and more. And now we got Javante Carter is down on the field here.
You don't like to see this.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to be able to get himself off the field.
Carter's had a good game tonight. Had the 1 fumble, but he's played well tonight, special teams and on defense for this Murphy team. So here come the Panthers, now trailing for the first time. 31-28, Baker with the lead. 5.5 to go. Alex Howell quickly out on the far side. He's able to get that to Jacoby Jones.
Quick hitch out there.
Quick block on the sideline too.
Yep.
Give him somewhere to go.
Create him a little space out there to pick up, 5?
Yep, got 5 on first down. And let's see what offensive coordinator Justin Thomas has got as we approach 5 minutes to go and his team down 3. Manley and Craig in the backfield. Give it off to Craig on the right side and pushes forward. Going to be very close to the marker, maybe just a football length or so shy. Nope, he's going to have the first down.
You out there say Murphy putting together a 5-minute drive.
I was thinking about that. They would love to
cap it off with a touchdown, rather than a field goal.
Not let them hit the ball. The Hornets get the ball back in their hands at all. As you see 2 timeouts aside there.
Watching Murphy's place kicker before the game too. He looks like
he's got a strong leg.
Yeah, he can swing the gate.
Manley, when stretched out, he'll get 1 on first down before Blackman brings him down. Now Vic Lockett, you the expert on the challenging situation here. At what point can you challenge all the way? I mean, there's not going to be a booth review in the last 2 minutes or anything. Can you challenge all the way until the end?
Well, Coach Norman didn't mention that. Although that could be in his back pocket.
They could review our booth for crumbs. That's about it.
Boy, if they ever start to review up here, this is like that. You're pulling a curtain back on something you don't want to see.
Bit of a messy trio. Plus, Sharp's he's no.
Play clock.
He's not squeaky.
Down to 2. You have to hurry. He did not get it off. And we'll see.
That'll be a setback, to put it mildly.
Oh, boy, they didn't get the timeout either. Delay a game.
This is where those sort of mistakes can really cost you a game.
Yeah,
before the snap, dead ball, delay a game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down, first down.
No.
Second down.
Could be 3rd, could be 4th.
I promise it is 2nd. Okay. Oh, boy, you were at 2nd and long. You're at 2nd and 9. Now you're back to almost 2nd and 14. Howell steps up. He's got some room on the right side. He pulls it down, gets a block, but gets upended. What a great tackle.
Absolutely fighting through that block.
Fighting through the block, and because it looked like when Howell took off, he was going to have the first down.
Had he not made this tackle, I mean, he may have a touchdown.
Who's fighting through the block here that makes this? Didn't get the chance to.
It happened so fast. I tried to read the number 2. I want to certainly give him credit and let his parents know what a job that young man did.
It was a great job to.
He landed out of bounds, Jim, so he actually stopped the clock.
Picked up 12, so 3rd and 2.
You never know when you're playing defense, you're making the play. That's the big difference in the football game. That's why every guy out there has to be playing 100%.
All right, let's see. Axton's asking to reset the game clock here as it must have continued to run after Howell was marked out of bounds.
3:38, I think is what they said.
Yep.
There we go.
3rd and 2 with Manley and Craig in the backfield. You like Manley getting it here, Big Lock?
Yeah, I think I'd let him get it a couple of times.
Howell does just that. Great penetration, slung down for a loss. Oh, now the flag comes in.
It was a face mask all the way, unless it was his hair, because I couldn't tell as he was slinging it whether the hair was in there. Now we're going to get some extra here.
Well, Jacoby Randolph came in and got a hold of him, and
I think Manley did not take well to that either.
No, Manley almost gave the 15 back.
Yeah,
that was he was really upset, and you can understand why.
Oh boy, then it's kind of.
I just can't really see whether it was his hair or his face mask.
Yeah.
But apparently he was down there much closer and saw it. The guy with the white hat.
It was a violent finish to the tackle.
During the play, personal foul, face mask, 15 yards in the end of the run. Penalty will result in a first down.
I'll tell you what, there's been a couple of times today, too, when the Murphy players themselves have stepped in when one of their players is kind of losing their cool a little bit. That's good football.
Good point.
That's what you're supposed to have. You know, you want your team to police themselves.
All the way up to the 44. They go right back to Manley on the right side, and he lowers the boom at the sticks for another Murphy first down. Myron Foster in there and got him down, but a fired-up Manley delivered the hit. The 33-yard line, and Baker going to take a timeout to try to help their defense catch their breath.
Yeah, it's kind of
a little bit here.
Stymie that momentum.
Well, that's everything for Murphy, guys. Has started with the power run game, and they played off of that. They've done some nice things off of it. Really, their bread and butter tonight has been able to block the Baker group up front to run it sometimes for 5-10 yards and sometimes for big plays like early in the game.
So we're down to 3 ticks and 3 minutes to go in this one. Friday Night Rivals brought to you by our friends at Coastal Alabama Community College. Thanks for our Educator Spotlight. Also, Synovus, great partner of ours with the peanut butter and jelly collection each week, helping feed folks along the Gulf Coast. And Pooh Sackley's chicken fingers.
Don't fake the food.
Yeah. There's no faking how good that is because there's never any left for post
when I
game.
go through there.
First down, flipped out of the backfield. Craig brought down at the 20 and almost looked like that tackle got up high near the face mask again.
Yeah, I think he just lowered the boom there on the defender, and the defender just said, hey, I'll just ride you on back down.
If you think Manley's had a nice night, he has 144 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns. And Craig's...
How many migraines?
He's handing those out, right?
Gotcha.
And then Craig, of course, has been an excellent compliment as well.
Had that 57-yard run in the first quarter for a touchdown.
Is there a flag?
Well, judging by the graphic, yes, Big Lockett.
Okay,
Would Metro by T-Mogul come up and tell us if there wasn't one?
I didn't see that old dirty rag on the field.
So I think they're talking about the potential face mask there. I thought. I got to get one more in if they're voting. 2 to get 4 doesn't work. Tiebreaker coming.
Got to have an odd man, huh?
All right, Tim Jordan.
During the play, personal foul,
I thought I saw it.
face mask, on the defense. Penalty be half the distance to the goal line. It'll be a first down.
Well, you talk about having a mistake that really can cost you the ball game at the worst time you could have it. Yep, he definitely did get it. This is where Baker has done it to themselves twice on one drive toward the end of the game.
Yeah, but
more the 5-yard variety.
Yeah,
there.
I don't
He
know.
released it, but I don't think they have options here, do they?
Yeah,
His hand
It's only
was
one.
there, but I didn't see it really yanking it or grabbing it. But letter of the law, I guess.
inside the 15, Manley.
Nice
down
cut.
to the 10.
Running that same play they used to run with Roger Craig back in the day with the 49ers.
Craig would bring his kneecaps up by
Every
his chin.
Yes.
Who wanted to tackle that, right?
No one wanted to. He'd end the night with 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving.
Kids, go to YouTube, watch some of the highlights of the old timers.
Yeah. And he didn't play with poor quarterbacks.
No.
Second down again to Manley. Inside the 10, down to about the 7. We'll bring up third and a couple.
Big hustle by Big Miles Boyd trying to give him a block at right tackle.
So you're well within field goal range of Reston Kabambala. And Murphy not in a huge hurry here, but 3rd and 4. They would love to not have to settle for a field goal or a field goal attempt. Manley and Craig. Give it to Manley on the right side.
Wow.
And he's going to be stopped.
Wow.
So
come down to the kick, huh?
Well, so think about this too. So this is going to be at the far hash. He's a right-legged kicker, and that is it's a tough angle. We're in high school. The hash marks are
wide,
out farther. So if they're gonna kick the field goal, I think it's probably, if they're going to, probably just going to let the play clock maybe run all the way down and take a timeout.
Take as much as they can.
Ooh, so
14 seconds. Oh, he decided to go ahead and go with it.
Took it now. So,
high school, I don't think anybody's going to drive down that quick other than Hail Mary.
And the wind you wouldn't think would play a factor in that short a kick, but it had died down, and now suddenly it is gusting out of the west. So it's gusting from left to right.
Out of the west or to the west? Or
out of the west. So
right
I'm
to
going to
left.
go with the guy that's out at sea more often.
Left to
than
right,
me.
yeah. It's blowing from the west toward the east. So that would be left to right here.
I'm not even going to vote.
I'll let you sleep on that one.
I tell you what, but I am going to go with the seafaring guy.
Quick question, y'all. Is there a chance they're thinking about
going for it?
Going for it.
I think they're thinking about it, but somebody over there is probably talking him out of it.
4th and 4.
Yeah. Okay. That's asking a lot of it. You can kick all day on a field at practice over at Murphy High School.
Yep.
Trying to tie a game inside of.
He's 1 for 1 on the year.
Okay.
But it looks like they're going to send the big.
Yeah, it's whether he's got confidence in his kicking. Because he certainly has the athletes. They're going to go Wildcat with
Go Wildcat with Manley after the timeout. Here's your ball game. 4th and 4. Manley on the right side. Puts his head down and pushes ahead in the spot. Oh, on the far side. Looks like he's got it. The spot on the far side. Oh, now looking at the spot on the near side. I just watched Tanaka Scott, the wide receiver for Murphy, who looked like he didn't like that spot. They come up short, and Baker gets the stop.
Wow.
Man, he looked like
replay.
He looked like he got a great push.
I thought he did too. Thought the momentum was going forward.
There was a hole there on the right side.
There's a challenge flag.
Delays. Could they challenge the?
He's going to challenge the spot, I guess.
I mean, if you can, why not? I mean, why?
Yeah, you don't need to take it home.
with 33 seconds
Murphy
left.
is using one of their challenge to challenge the spot of the ball.
Yeah, Coach Jackson says, hey, I still got it in my pocket. There's no better time to use it than now.
So let's see. So here's what I say. Like, how do you see, like, we got, you know, I don't
right
know,
there, I see him cross the line, look like.
A ton of cameras here, and it's hard for us to see in that pile. And if the challenge is going off a one-camera system, like,
I say one way or the other, you got to give Baker a lot of credit.
Oh.
Because that thing looked like it was going somewhere, and that kid's been
It
so
looked
powerful.
like he got it from that back angle. You know, he had to get across the line. Okay,
to get
now you
inside
can tell more definitive
the
here.
5. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still very definitive. There he is.
Well, there's 29. Like, I don't even see Manley, like, where. So
They've got it just
short.
Just short. I mean, really just short.
Yeah,
So
I mean, if
did
they
they go to
think it was
Montgomery?
a little bit and it was more, just a little bit more, then they've got it.
Right. Do they go to Montgomery? They got somebody watching Montgomery to decide on the.
You think Savarese is in a room?
Well,
I don't think that's the way they do it, Jim.
okay, that was just.
Thanks for your question.
Okay,
though.
thank you. Maybe a trivia question next week. Is there someone? Yes or no? Your 2 choices. God, so it is. You know, and they didn't. It wasn't close enough to bring the sticks out either to
You know,
measure.
that was the other thing. I thought they would at least do that.
And you can see just where the marker is over there. It's certainly less than a yard short.
Boy, these guys don't have an easy job.
No.
And boy,
And there's a shortage of them too, and you can see why.
Tim Porter.
After the review, the play on the field stands. It'll be first down, Baker.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of tough for them to say, hey, I was wrong.
Yeah, and you know,
I went through that earlier.
And they want to get it right. I mean, there's no doubt they want to get it right. But boy, this new challenge at this level is just you don't have 20 cameras that are doing helping you make that call, and these guys have to make it in real time every time. And they're
and Murphy did not make it easy on that play because they nearly got that first down.
So Murphy with just one timeout. So Baker
it's
will
just
have to,
academic now.
yeah, well, we'll see if they burn it to make Baker snap it twice. What a come from behind. And
Well,
how about
you rolled the dice and you came up snake eyes, so no need of
how about Peyton Engel making that 29-yard field
twisting
goal?
the knife in these kids. Let's get out of here now.
I don't know. I mean, you make him snap it twice, though, Vic. You could have a fumble.
Yeah,
I think
you can have an injury too. Pat Mahomes.
Excuse me.
Stumbles going back there.
The lineman stumbles.
No, that's going to be it, guys. Wow, this game's lost by Murphy and won by Baker.
What a game.
Yep, and Baker showed some true resiliency.
Wow, wow, wow. What a win for the Baker Hornets and what a devastating loss for Murphy. I think he, up by 2 touchdowns twice in that game.
In control of the game.
Yeah.
But this is what it's about. You play the football game and you end the football game with good sportsmanship and say, hey, well-fought game, good game. You got us. We did not get you.
That is 4 in a row.
Maybe we'll see you in the playoffs.
4 in a row.
Yeah, I think one or the other is going to get in the playoffs. That's the problem, really, Jim, right?
Won't be any pardon gifts.
Yeah, 4 times in a row now Baker has beaten Murphy. I mean,
that's a trivia question for
the all-time record is
year.
20. It's 23-6. Murphy has dominated this series except for the last 4 years. Wow, wow, wow! What a! I would say improbable. I don't think. I mean, when it's 28-14, I don't think any of us are feeling at that point that Baker's going to come out of here with a win.
Great resiliency.
No, and a win they earned.
No question. And they. Wow, what this now this. This should be some great TV. Amanda with the Victorious head coach.
Yes, I am with the Victorious head coach, Coach Norman, who came out on top tonight. Let's talk about resilience and guts. I've seen some of your players on bended knee praying over this game. You guys didn't come out on top until like 3 minutes into that last quarter of the game. What did that mean for you?
You know, it was huge win for us. There's no doubt. Those guys did a great job, and we kept hitting some stuff that we had to stop. So we had to make some adjustments. Coach Todd, our defensive coordinator, did an unbelievable job, especially when a couple of our kids got hurt, and we had to replace some kids. And he kind of hodgepodged the defense and made them some unbelievable stops. So great job by those guys. My coaching staff did a great job.
They really did. And you know what makes this game special is you guys won on senior night, and then what makes it even more special, it's your first year coaching against a coach that you've coached with before. So that was a special game for you guys.
Very special for all of us. Anytime you can get a W, it's great. But just like Coach Thomas coming here, hugging my neck, telling me he loves me, that's just, you know, we've all coached together. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling for all of us. So, yeah, we're excited.
A way to go into the weekend now. What is one thing that you were super proud of seeing on this field tonight?
I'll tell you one thing, coming out at halftime, guys never let down. They kept fighting, never gave up. Special teams did a great job. You know, even when we couldn't score down there, we got the 3 points. We knew we had to get on the board, and then having an unbelievable defensive stop down here at the end to shut them down. It was unbelievable for my guys.
Way to turn it over, because when I talked to you at halftime, you told me you made some changes, and we've seen the changes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of it. That's why I hire guys who are a lot smarter than me.
No, Coach, you're smart as well. I believe you're smart. All right, Coach Norman, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right,
thanks a lot, guys. Thank
All right, Jim, back to you.
What a win for the Baker Hornets. Now both teams 4-4, 3-3 in the region, but just a come from behind win, down 2 scores in the second half, picked themselves up twice, and then I think we can't forget that stop they made on 4th and 4 down there.
Yeah, there's so many things to remember that you're bound to forget something. There's a lot going on in this game, and it's really funny. I go back to when the 3 of us were down on the field before the game, and there was just something about watching these 2 teams warm up, and you knew what was at stake. And I thought, we might really have a good game tonight. I never dreamed to be this good, Vic.
Yeah, and then at the end, the thing we did forget about is the 2 penalties that Baker got to put themselves in bad positions.
Yep.
And you thought that was going to be the thing that hinged on their loss. Nope, turns out to be their win. They kept playing defense and playing strong and come out with the W.
So the win for the Baker Hornets, and they're up to 4-4 on the year, 3-3 in the region, just like Murphy is. But boy, the 4-4 for Baker feels a lot different than the 4-4 feels for Murphy right now.
Boy, it's got to be really tough on the Murphy Panthers, because, you know, we really thought mid-third quarter they had this game.
Yep, there's our player of the game nominations, DeMarquez Williams from Baker, Jay Sean McMillan from Baker, and Petey Manley from the Murphy Panthers. Go to utv44.com to vote, and we will have the results for you next week, as we got a big one in 6A next week. We will be watching Blunt and Saraland up from Spartyville, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You got it
We're
right.
in Saraland next week. 6A, big region matchup between those 2 teams, and that's what we got for next week. Of course, Saraland, Blunt, St. Paul's, Spanish Fort battling. You got Daphne on the outside looking in right now. Blunt, just the 1 loss to St. Paul's on the year. Saraland, perfect on the year, number 1 in 6A, and that'll be a big one. That'll be a big one next week as well.
Yeah, that team is playing about as well as anybody in the state. You're ranked number 1, and that not just winning the region at this point, but they are number 1 in the state in 6A in Saraland, so they've got it going on.
And Blunt playing on a short week, since they'll be playing tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you're right
NFL style.
You're right about that. And a tough one against Spanish Fort tomorrow at noon. 31-28 your final score. Friday Night Rivals living up to the billing once again here in week number 9. So for Amanda Booz on the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, and our great UTV 44 crew, David Sharp, our Stapleton, Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Jim Cox up here from the press box at Baker saying good night, where the Hornets come from behind twice and get the big region victory here tonight.